Hello, everybody, and welcome to the United Stand. We're live, and it's a massive game for Manchester United. When is it ever not? United visiting Spurs, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still at the wheel. He's still on the bus. I tell you what, I've done many of these watch-alongs, and I've watched many Manchester United games, but I have not. I can't remember being in a position like this. Maybe a little bit with the Van Gaal days. I remember that was elongated and I wanted him to go. But I've not been in this situation for a very, very long time. It's a weird one. My starting point is that I want Manchester United to win. But I admit, I don't want them to win as much as I probably did a few weeks ago. And I think that's a combination of, yes, I don't want this manager. And yes, the board have deflated me. And if any other United fans are feeling like that, the Glazers have got a problem, because I want United to win, because Manchester United transcends managers, players, owners. But that excitement and hunger to win is being diluted by this shit ownership. And look, you look at the results that we've had today. We're down to 8th, I think Arsenal Arsenal did win. We're actually saying, fortunately, Brentford aren't beating Burnley because they'd go above us. I mean, that's how bad it is. Fortunately, Burnley are beating Brentford, so we can't drop down to 9th. Obviously, Liverpool are winning. I mean, the next time we'll be level with Liverpool is when the season fixtures come out for next year in June. Man City were losing to Palace with 10 men, but they've got it back to 1-1. They'll probably find a way. It's just a shambles of a situation, and we expect this team news to come out. Do you think Bruno is a world-class player? Says Will. I don't think any United player is world-class at the moment, and that's what it's all about. We expect this team. Well, the team news will come out in the next few minutes. The only thing I can say with any sort of guess is that I think Telles is starting, and I think we're playing a back five. That's the only thing I would say. I'm pretty confident that we're about, from the conversations I've been having with people this afternoon, pretty much been told that Telles is starting. And if Telles is starting, I think we're playing a back five. I might be wrong on that, but we'll have to wait and see. Is that reactionary? Yes. Is it desperate? Yes. Are we about to witness the greatest ever comeback in managerial history? I doubt it, but we might win today. And look, I'll stand by what I said. I'm Ollie out. Don't like it. Don't feel good saying it. But to be Ollie in again, it's not a win against Spurs. It's not a win against Atalanta. It's not even a win against Man City. It literally is, I'm Ollie out until he holds the Premier League trophy up in May. I can't come back and give him another chance until he wins something. And winning something as a Manchester United is standards. So I'm going to stay Ollie out all the way until he lifts that trophy in May. And is that going to happen? Because if I don't, I'm not being true to myself. So let's wait and see what happens. But I hope we can win today. I really do. Anyway, talking about it, it's actually not 1-1 with Man City. Jesus was offside, so it's still 1-0 to Palace. But let's not be that club. Let's not be that club that says, well, City have lost to Palace at home. Is it that bad losing to Liverpool at home? Yes, because we lost to Villa at home. We got smashed by Leicester, who are shit. We are terrible. And look, Brighton have just equalised as well. You will get United fans who are happy to sort of lower the standards and say, oh, wow, Man City aren't winning at home. Oh, Liverpool aren't winning at home. Therefore, we're back. We're back. And look, that is probably the worst case scenario. Liverpool don't beat Brighton. Man City don't beat Palace. We beat Spurs. And suddenly people are going, well, we're only 5 points off the top. We're back in a title race. And you know it's going to happen. You know that's going to happen. But the standards at this football club are in the mud. And we need to do a lot better. Look, first of all, let me just say we are sponsored by Spond, and the sponsorship by Spond is something for you, like it was last week. Spond is a free, inclusive, and easy-to-use platform for organising grassroots sports and events. Spond exists to make organising as easy as humanly possible, creating a better experience for volunteers, coaches, parents, and administrators, and players so they can spend more time on what they love. Last week, Spond gave away 2 tickets to a football game for someone who could inspire us with a story about a coach who influenced and helped them. And that was 2 tickets to any game you wanted. So you might be a United fan, but you might not want to watch it. We've got hundreds of entries, and the guys at Spond have been through them and really loved Jonas Zigervinsen's story. So well done to Jonas. You've won the tickets, and Spond will be in touch with you shortly. So well done to Jonas there. But we've got another thing. As an additional extra week this week, Spond are giving away 2 more tickets to a top flight game of your choice. All you've got to do is go to their Instagram page, which is at Spond App, SPOND APP, at Spond App on Instagram. Before the end of this watch along, the link is in the description. Watch the video called To All Heroes, count how many different activities you spot in the video, and comment on that post with your answer. If your answer is correct within the time limit, you'll be in the draw for 2 tickets where the winner will be able to choose which game they want to go to, and it's as simple as that. So keep the United stand on, but head over to the username at Spond App on Insta, give them a follow, and enter the competition ASAP for a chance to win 2 tickets. Very easy to do. I've had a look at the video and I think I know what it is. I won't tell you because I might try and win the tickets myself. No, I won't do. As always, terms and conditions apply and tickets will be allocated based on availability. Thanks again to Spond for answering the show and for doing these awesome giveaways. I love when our brand partners work with our viewers, and that's fantastic. So as I said, at Spond App on Instagram, enter the competition by following them and leaving the answer in the comments, and you could win 2 tickets to a game of your choice. It could be Burnley-Brentford. It could be a United game. It could be in the country that you live. Enter it. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Brighton have equalised. Man City are still losing, but obviously we're here to talk about Manchester United. How's everybody feeling about this game today? How are you feeling in relation to this result? Do any of you genuinely want Manchester United to lose? Because I can't get my head around this. And the reason I can't get my head around it is we're playing Atalanta on Tuesday. I think the game to lose to get rid of Ollie is Man City next week. Now, I can't ever want to lose to Man City, but I think that's the game where he'll get the sack. I think we take the 3 points today, we beat Atalanta, and then if we lose to Man City, I mean, he shouldn't be here anyway. I would say even if we win the next 3, he should be sacked in the international break, but you know that's not going to happen. But losing today, he won't get the sack because it's only 2 days, really, until we play Atalanta. They've not even negotiated with a manager. They've not spoken to Conte. They've not spoken to Ten Hag. They've spoken to nobody. Ollie is in a job until the international break, at least. So anyone saying, oh, I hope we lose to Spurs, and Chelsea have just scored. Anyone saying, I hope we lose to Spurs, I think you're doing it because you want Ollie out. I want Ollie out, but I don't think he gets sacked if we lose. So ultimately, I want us to win. I want us to win this game. And I want our owners to actually understand what football is all about. But, you know, it'll mount the pressure, says Vash. But I disagree. What more pressure can you be under? He lost, you know, we're terrible. And he's still there. He smiles and keeps positivity when losing 5-0 to Liverpool at home. But it's a problem when the fans don't support you. The sad reality, says Dogwater. Worse than saying they're not winning at home is the realisation that Brighton are giving them a better game than we did. Standards in the mud, says Koresh. That's the way I would look at it. How do we get smashed 5-0 by Liverpool at home and yet Brighton go and give them a game at Anfield? Stephanie. And also, welcome to the Members Club, Stephanie. Also, how do you get smashed by Leicester and then Arsenal go to Leicester and play them off the park? I mean, I just don't get it. How do you get beat by Villa and then Arsenal smash Villa? It's like everybody seems to be able to give us a game, and it's a weird scenario. But look, the team news is about 2 minutes away. I think we'll get the team news before that. Let me just keep an eye on this. My prediction, just before the team news comes in, I think we're going to play a back 5 with Tellez at left back. I think it will be Matic and Fred. I think he'll play Lingard behind Rashford and Ronaldo. So that will be Bruno on the bench and McTominay benched as well. I think his 3 centre-backs will be Maguire, Shaw and Varane. I'm not sure he will drop Shaw completely. But look, what do I know? What do I know? Feel like those pundit mates are hurting the club by supporting their friend who isn't a good manager, says Michael Fetty. Mark, I think we'll be off here till City game, but I also think it would take 2 losses to sack him, says Sean from Ireland. Can you wish my girlfriend Adriana a happy birthday? She hates when I watch you, but oh well, says Curtis. Well, we'll be done by 7:30, Adriana, so I'm sure he's taking you out tonight, but happy birthday. Hope you have a good day. And my stance is this. If he loses, he's gone or should be, and if he wins, then I'm not complaining. He should be gone already, NYK. So I think that thinking we'll lose means he should be gone. He should be gone already. If you've got standards, he should be gone already. Team news is out. Tellez isn't starting. Okay. All right. So he's not even starting. I haven't seen the team news yet. So Alex Tellez is not in the Manchester United squad. He's not even in the squad. And he put out, good things come to those who work for it. Mouth shut. Maybe that was a... I still haven't got the lineup here. I will let you know as soon as it comes up on my screen. Normally, where is it? It'll be on Man United page. I got it. So we've got De Gea in goal, Lindelof and Maguire with Varane. So it is a back five. Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Bruno, Fred, McTominay, Cavani and Ronaldo. So he's benched Rashford, Greenwood, no start for Sancho, no start for Lingard, no start for Matic. So McFred, live on. McFred and a back five. Yeah, he's basically not dropped anybody apart from Rashford. That's basically what he's done. It's Rashford for Cavani and a back five, isn't it? No, he's dropped Greenwood and Rashford. But he's all about the youth. He's all about the youth. Ollie's all about the youth, everybody. Don't you worry about that. He's all about the youth. I'll be back in a minute. I've had enough. I can't fucking believe this shit. He's a bloody idiot. What a prat. Oh, my God. Bloody McFred again. It's like a dodgy McDonald's order. I'm back. I just needed to have a stretch. So he's gone with a back five. I mean, look, we can still win this game because Spurs are crap. But look, there's no team. Look, I've got to be honest. I've got to play devil's advocate. That's why I just had a little bit of a vent. There's no team he can pick that we're not going to moan about. Because if he picks Van der Beek or he picks Telles, we go, he's being reactionary. But and somebody said, is this not what you wanted? To be honest with you, he has been consistent. He's stuck with Fred and McTominay. He's stuck with Maguire and Shaw. He's stuck with Bruno, and he's put Cavani and Ronaldo. And, you know, if you're going to play a back five, and you can clip this and tag at Man United. If you're going to allow a manager that you should have sacked to play a back five when there's a manager who plays the best back five in the world and is available, you're basically a bunch of prats for not getting Conte this week. What a bunch of prats. You know what will happen? He'll win today and then it'll be like, we're going to play back five with Ollie. This manager has wanted and taught us that he plays 4-2-3-1 for the last 2 bloody years. He should be sacked. He knows he should be sacked and he goes to a back five. The reason I don't want Conte is because he plays a back five. We've now got a manager who's playing a back five. Get bloody Conte. There's no reason not to get Conte now. There's no reason not to get Conte when bloody Ollie's playing a back five. It's just ridiculous. The club cannot sink any lower in its hypocrisy and incompetence. Oh, we don't want Conte because he plays a different... He doesn't play the right style of football. We're playing a back fucking five. And people can say it's a 3-4-1-2. They can say it's a 3-4-3. Effectively, it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's playing a back five. When do we ever play with a back fucking three? When do we ever play on the front foot? We're going to play a back five without the ball. That's what we're going to do. A back five and McFred, I feel sick, says Joshua about it. Yeah, but you'll get idiots in the twats in the chat, as I call them, saying we're playing a back three, Mark. We're playing a 3-4-3. We're playing a 3-5-2. Who have you been watching for the last 2 years? Because it's not Manchester United. Since when have we played on the front foot? We play counter-attacking football with a back six most of the time. We're now going to be playing counter-attacking football with a back seven because he doesn't want to concede a goal. Moments FC. Let's see what happens. There's absolutely no vision and continuity with this lineup. He's obviously playing for his job. Absolutely disgusting and disgraceful, says Julian S. Get your comments in. And what's even worse than this is a back seven, says Gergo. Everything else aside, Cavani, Ronaldo and Bruno up front is super fun. Come on, lads. Smash these mugs. Loz. Just hoping the only reason we're keeping him is because we're waiting for Ten Hag. McFred and a back five is shocking, says Geordie Boy. It's not even a back five, Mark. It's a back seven, says Nick. And Seymour says, I was done with Ollie after Liverpool, but he gets another lifetime and it's still McFred. I mean, that's the thing for me. I'm just trying to lower my blood pressure on. How the hell are McTominay and Fred still starting for Manchester United when they've been terminally shit all season? Matic is on the bench. Van der Beek is on the bench. And McTominay and Fred start again. He is, without doubt, the most deluded favoritism coach I think we've ever had at this club. I mean, he's actually, all he's done is drop his wingers. And he's had to drop his wingers because you can't play wingers in a 5-3-2. And so this is the reason. He's actually not dropped anybody. He's just playing a system. And this was the reason I did. Look, I want Conte now. I'll take Conte's bloody wife now. I'm not bothered who it is, as long as it's not Ollie. I'm very consistent on that. But the reason I didn't want Conte before this week, and I would take him now, God, I would. The reason I didn't want Conte before this week is because 5-3-2 does not suit our squad. We've got Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial, Mason Greenwood, Jadon Sancho, all very good players who don't work in a 5-3-2 because you can't play wide forwards. You've got to put Rashford in a front two, which doesn't suit him. Greenwood's probably not ready for it yet. Sancho, it does. So we've spent £74 million on Jadon Sancho, and we're now playing a system he can't fucking play in. It's just, that's why I didn't want a 5-3-2. But if you bring Conte in, he didn't buy Sancho, so you can sort of understand it. Ollie is doing it without wide forwards, which is what he's built his bloody career off. I expect us to win Tottenham, but Ollie still needs to go, says Mason. No benches, Reguilon and Ndembele. What do you think about that, says Karim. We'll come to the Spurs team in a minute. Lily Rain, thank you very much for joining the members club. Like you said, Mark, go out on your shield, says Dave MUFC. He has to go. He's an absolute hypocrite. United way, stop it, please, says Brad Lewis. I mean, the thing is, if we win today, why would he change from a back five? So the future of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at United isn't even the future we've seen for the last 2 years. This is the thing for me. What is the point now? It's like a total new manager. It's a reset. And I just don't get it. Mark, you say there's no reason to sign Conte, but for the board reason, he is volatile. Don't forget the incompetence, says Rahit. The last time we played a back five, we got bantered by Leipzig, says Uzar. He has to go. We've done that one as well. Welcome to the members club, Davin B. And Mark, he has 2 players on the bench that he spent £110 million on. I think we're going to be battered because the players aren't putting up with this, says Brad Lewis. If he's playing a back five, he should drop Maguire and Wan-Bissaka short and get Eric Bailly, Delo and Tellez. He's clueless, says Chia B. I'm just going to have a look at the bench, actually, because Eric Bailly, Tellez not even on the bench. I mean, look, he's losing. That Tellez tweet is clearly very telling, isn't it? Because he's basically saying, I've got to keep my mouth shut. So he's not very happy. We know Donny's not very happy. We know that Bay's not very happy. And we know that he's basically not dropped anybody for this game. I know technically he has dropped Rashford and Greenwood, but you have to if you play a back five. There's no Eric Bailly is on the bench. Delo, Lingard, Matic, Van der Beek, Greenwood, Rashford, Sancho. That is the bench. Let's have a look at the Tottenham team then. Tottenham, Spurs. So they've got Lloris, Royal. I don't know who that is. Who's Royal? Dyer. Well, we've got a chance. Eric Dyer's playing at centre back. So Royal, Dyer, Romero, Davies. We've got a really good chance. Skip, Højbjerg, Lo Celso, Lucas, Son, Kane. I mean, their front three on paper is good. I rate Højbjerg. I'm not so sure about Lo Celso. Skip's energetic. I mean, he's a bit like McTominay, I think. Their back four looks suspect. Yeah, he has benched Davinson Sanchez, Tanganga, Roden, Doherty, Reguilon, obviously Dele Alli. That's a shame he's not starting. Ndembele and Bergwijn. I mean, it's a difficult game to call. But look, our front two is Cavani and Ronaldo. So I think that when you've got a front two of Cavani and Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes in behind them, then you've got a chance. There is absolutely no vision and continuity with this lineup. He obviously playing for his job. Absolutely disgusting and disgraceful management, says Julian. It's like a new United rebuild starting today, all due to Ollie's last 2 years, except now it's Ollie being tipped to do the rebuild joke, says Patrick G. Hey, Mark, hope you and your family are doing well. Do you see us winning today, Mark, with this formation, and what's your prediction? Davin, I think it's the most difficult game to predict in the world. I think we will get a result, whatever that means. Conte can play a back five better, and McFred will be on the way out of the starting 11 if Ollie goes, says Emily Derry. Hit and hope long balls to the three up top, says Tomo. And hey, Mark, by Ollie playing a back five, he's basically calling out the board on their intelligence. Also, why play McFred if you're playing a back five? And the entire point of a back five are the wing backs, says Akil. 5 at the back, but 4 wingers on the bench, says Chris North. The team is perfect for this game. I'd rather have a fresh Greenwood, Rashford and Sancho for Atalanta, says Sam. Something a bit positive there from Sam, to be fair. Shout out for Sam. Also, Conte can play back five. I've done that. Can't believe this lineup. I'm simply shocked. He literally has no place being a football manager. Not at United, not anywhere, says David. And he's been told you lose, you're out. So he's gone with the back 7, hoping we don't concede. I doubt we will score today, says Sean Turner. And it's going to be a long ball FC day, says Omka. The thing is, though, when you look at that team on the screen, the one thing we don't have, which I think is always our asset when we get those moments, is that long ball to a Rashford over the top. We can't hit that long ball with Ronaldo and Cavani. We're going to have to work our way up the pitch. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how it goes. But basically, we've got a new manager and a new system. But it's the same manager who's torn up, has turned his back on 2 years of work. That's the way I see it. And spent 74 million, and just spent 74 million on a wide player. On a position he doesn't have anymore. It's it's weird. It's just weird. But what do I think about the team? Look, I suspected he might go to a 5-3-2 because ultimately he can't afford to lose. He cannot afford to lose this game, and if he does lose the game, I still think he'll be in a job, but he can't afford to lose this game. So what's the best thing to do when you don't want to lose a game? Play a back five. And I look at that, obviously. I don't think Spurs don't score many goals. How many goals have Spurs got this season? 9. So they're the lowest scorers in the top 10 at the moment. And Chelsea are winning against Newcastle 3-0. Bloody hell. So I don't think we shouldn't concede many goals. I think it's set up for a 1-0, 2-0. And the reason I say that is that we're not at home. So I think that if we get a goal, we'll try and defend the goal. So I can see a 1-0, 2-0 if we're going to win it. I can see a 0-0. I can see a 1-1. What we don't want to do is concede first, because then he'll have to throw his plans in the bin. But it's going to be very interesting to see how we're going to create chances when you've got McTominay and Fred. I mean, Bruno's literally the only creative outlet. There's no Rashford or Greenwood now. It's only Bruno trying to feed Cavani and Ronaldo. Look, we're playing. Look, again, I can't be a hypocrite on this. No matter what I think about Ollie, I can't be a hypocrite on this. And I'll tell you for why in a minute. I've got some super chats. Chelsea are moving 3-0 up, says Subby. I'm happy with that team. I wish it was McFred, but it could work. Rashford and Greenwood are too selfish and we might actually play football. But how are we going to play football, Karamu? Playing 7 defenders. I have the same feeling seeing McFred as I do seeing Ollie. I'm sick of both, says Edgar. Hi, Mark. I feel Ollie needs to get out now. How is someone who was on 2019 Ballon d'Or list, Van der Beek, on the bench? Says Mo. This has Jose vibes all over again when he threw Scott in at centre-back. Marfell White just posted on Instagram also. He's done. What's she posted, Kenneth? McFred will suddenly score goals and provide assists today, says Lily. This is such a dangerous lineup. If they score first, Ollie has to make 2 changes straight away, says Sean Turner. I understand that Ollie won't quit because of the payout, but I've lost all respect for the man simply because of all the lies, says Rohit. He's lost all credibility, mate, because he's gone back on the system he's used for 2.5 years. He's now going to a back five with no wide players because he's absolutely lost the plot. We can still win, but what is winning with a back five and no wide forwards? It's not Ollie. It's an Aldi version of Conte. Hi, Mark. Loving the United way from Ollie. Exciting football coming up, says Aditya. Glazers don't care about the league. They care about the money, says Tabras. That's right. And how can we play like this? Wan-Bissaka, his biggest weakness is going forward, something he has to do now, says Arjen. And can never want United to lose. However, first time in 35 years, I wouldn't be upset to lose, says David Mills. I mean, that's a horrible thing, isn't it, that you feel like that? You didn't change anything and lost. You would have said the death. Justin, I know you're trying to defend Ollie by turning it on to me. I've already admitted there's nothing he could have done today that I wouldn't have criticised because he shouldn't be in a job. So I don't know what your point is. So Justin's basically saying, well, whatever team he'd have picked, you'd have criticised it. Yes, I would, because he shouldn't be there. Deal with it. Like, I can't be a liar. I'd criticise any team he picks because he shouldn't be picking a team. But I must admit, going to a back five and the team that he's picked, I'll tell you what I would have done in a minute. This lineup is such a massive up yours to Pogba after the shockers Fred and Scott have had. Well, Pogba is suspended, Kurush. And Jaden, thank you. Welcome to the Members Club. Ollie needs to go, says Abhishek. And Ollie, the legend, to Wally, the manager. What a disaster, says Mark Partridge. Look, what I would have done, if you were going to play a back five, I would have played Delo at right wing back and I would have played Tellez at left wing back, basically because then it is a 3-4-3, 3-4-1-2. With Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, you're right. Wan-Bissaka's strongest strength is defence, so he's going to defend. Shaw's going to defend. So it becomes it's more of a back five than a 3-5-2 because Wan-Bissaka and Shaw are too defensive, I think, in this system. So I would have gone with Tellez and Delo. I also would have played Eric Bailly and dropped one of Lindelof and Bailly. I'm absolutely stunned that 100% of our back six is started. This is the thing for me, right? We've conceded 5 goals against Liverpool. And we've picked the same back 7. If you count De Gea, the back 4, and McTominay and Fred, we've picked the same defence that we did against Liverpool when we lost 5-0. What message does that send out? Not to Eric Bailly, not to Tellez, but to the fans that we can concede 5 goals and I'm going to stick by the same players. I don't know a manager that would do that. You've got to send a message if you intend to stay in the job. So, dropping Harry Maguire or Victor Lindelof or Aaron Wan-Bissaka or Luke Shaw sends a message. He's picked them all and just added Varane in there to try and, close the gap. Varane shouldn't be playing in a back five either. I know Varane has played in a back five, but we didn't buy Varane to come into a back five either. Also, the thing I was going to say is that when I was watching England in the summer, and some of you might have watched the watch-alongs on the Euros, what did I say in the summer about Southgate? He's got all this attacking talent, the Grealishes of this world, and he's playing with a back five. When you play a back five, you have to lose one attacker. What's happened with United? We've actually lost 2. We've lost Greenwood and Rashford. Well, no, we haven't because Cavani's gone up front. But you lose an attacker, basically. If we play 4 at the back, you've got another attacker in your team. If you play 5 at the back, you have to lose an attacker. So I don't like a back five for that reason. But if we're going to play a back five, then get Conte. It's logical to me. Thank you for the super chat, Daniel. It's a panic 3, back 3. Never played an attacking back 3. Feels like it's going to be a lot of crosses to the strikers. Dull counter-attacking football, says Soft White Peach. We might get stunned by a vintage United performance, but you know what? At the end of the day, as well, he's very lucky that we're shit and we got knocked out of the Carabao Cup. Because I tell you what, Ollie's already said, I've got to applaud the players for their work ethic this week. They've had to work really bloody hard because they've had to learn a brand new system. And when I say learn, I use it in the loosest sense of the word because they didn't even know how to play the system we played last week. But they've got to learn something. None of these players or manager know a back five system. This can go horribly wrong. Could be a repeat of Liverpool kind of first half. Don't want it to be those, says Shawshank. And to feel so frustrated and down as a United fan is not right, says Paul O'Brien. Big respect, Mark, says it's your boy. I'm afraid the potential players would leave because this poor performance would affect their chances for national call-up, says FaZe. I mean, look, you know what? The players that he's picked are with him. They are. Jaden, welcome to the Members Club. Can't wait for Van der Beek to leave so we can finally find out why Ollie snubbed him in the first place. Says Aram. Playing Ronaldo and Cavani is not long-term planning. It's more protecting your job. Well, Cavani can't play on Wednesday and Tuesday and Sunday and Saturday. Cavani can't play 3 games in a week. Ollie has Googled RDF's Conte tactic for Football Manager 21 and copied it, says Luke 82. I love those sort of comments. But yeah, you're probably right. City are going to lose, by the way. So, you know, we know what's going to happen. I think some United fans will say that's the same as losing to Liverpool. Ollie's mentality. Sorry, some comments flying in here. Last time we played back 7 in Germany versus Leipzig, I remember correctly expecting same outcome. Varane only who can save Ollie, says Tim. Board will be rubbing their hands if we win today. Means if we scam a win against City, we go above them. Perfect reason to keep Ollie, says Dan. Yeah, but look at why are we talking about City? Look at Chelsea. Chelsea are now on 25 points, are they? So they are 11 points ahead of us. I predicted we'd be 10 points off the top of the league by Christmas Day. We're 11 points off on the 30th. You know what? In more ways than one, screw Man City. They're not top. Don't worry about City. They're not top. It's Chelsea and Liverpool. And I know Liverpool are drawing, but it's Chelsea at the moment. They're top. What? And you know what? Don't fall into the trap of going, oh, City lost at home, so it's okay to lose to Liverpool. City aren't top. Chelsea are top. What did Chelsea do a year ago? Sacked a legend to bring in a new manager. They've won the Champions League and they're clear at the top of the league. Focus on the team that's at the top, not Man City, not Liverpool, the team that's at the top. And remember, Chelsea have been to Anfield. They've played Man City. They've played Spurs. They've played Arsenal. Chelsea played. I remember when the fixture list came out, Chelsea fans were going, shit, if we can be near the top in November, we've got a chance of winning the league. Chelsea are top of the league by a long way, and it's not even November yet. And they've had the toughest start to the season. Talk about Chelsea. Talk to me about Chelsea. Don't talk to me about Man City. Because our mentality is our standards again. Our standards should be top. Ollie's mentality is a big problem for me. He's on to the next attitude when we lose. That must be rub off on the players' attitudes before the game, surely, says Levi. Last time we played a back 7, we've done that one. Board will be done that one. Okay, it's essentially the same players in a different formation. Ollie's getting on my nerves. There is no player change in the back line. That's from Kival. And I'm really sad about this team. I work hard all week, patiently waiting for these United games just to be disappointed, says George. I mean, look, there is no team Ollie could have picked today. Liverpool have drawn with Brighton, by the way. There's no team Ollie could have picked today that I wouldn't have criticised because he shouldn't be in charge. So I will put my hands up to that. Mario says, don't be surprised if the board uses Arteta as an example. Apart from the fact that Arteta's been in a job a year less than Ollie and has a distinctive style of play. But Man United fans won't be stupid enough to fall for what the board says because the board don't know what they're on about. But what I was going to say is this. There's no team Ollie could have picked that I wouldn't have criticised because he shouldn't have been the manager anyway. But if he was going to pick a back 5, I would have played Telles and Delo because you've got. I like Luke Shaw and I like Wan-Bissaka, but you can't lose 5-0 and 4-2 and 1-0 to Villa and draw with Everton luckily and scam a win against Atalanta and keep picking the same players. They're not performing. So I would have, and I like Luke Shaw, but I think sometimes a player needs to kick up the backside. I would have dropped Shaw for Telles. I would have dropped Maguire for Bailly. I would have gone with Lindelof and Varane. I would have dropped Wan-Bissaka for Delo. I'd have kept De Gea in goal. I would have definitely played Nemanja Matic and probably Donny next to him because they've played well together. So I'd have dropped McTominay and Fred. I'd have considered dropping Bruno. I probably wouldn't have done because I love Bruno, but I would have considered dropping Bruno and I would have played Martial and Ronaldo as my front 2. Martial is made for a 5-3-2. He's not even on the bloody bench. He's got Rashford and Greenwood on the bench because for what? That neither of them have played particularly well as a front 2. We're not playing with wide forwards. So why have you got Rashford and Greenwood on the bench? Martial is perfect for a front two. So he's not the team he's gone with. I wouldn't play. I don't think United should be playing a back five anyway. But if we're going to play a back five, get Conte in. But I would have made 4 or 5 changes to that team, and he hasn't. And I don't get that. And JB Park says, McFred still, what's Ollie's obsession with McFred? I don't know. The fact that he hasn't changed the team really, certainly not the back six. It's the same back six as it was last week, with Varane added in to make it a 7. Conceded 11 goals in our last 3. We're still playing the same back 4 plus McFred, while Donny only got 5 minutes of game time in the league, says Chiri. Ollie, Gunnar, Conte, says GJ. Liverpool, Brighton 2-2 at Anfield. Ollie should respectively resign. Enough said, says Harry. Hi, Mark. I saw the lineup. What do you think? How midfield will help in attack? I don't know, United voice. I mean, look, hopefully McTominay will break from the midfield. I doubt any future transfer of young players, including Haaland, since there is no growth aspect when they join Manchester United, says Harry. Well, people talk about Donny van der Beek, but maybe people should be talking about Jadon Sancho. 5 at the back is enough to sack. Whatever happens to 4-4-1-1, says Danny Z. And I think Ollie has the naked pictures of the board because that's the only reason I think he's not been fired. No, you know what? I don't think he needs naked photos. I just think our board is completely incompetent. Gabe, has Ollie lost it? Why are we playing a back 5 against Spurs? Ollie and his coaches don't even know the formation. Why haven't we hired Conte already if Ollie is playing a back 5? Exactly. And Nuno has picked Ben Davies and dropped Ndembele. El Sakiko indeed, but come on, you Spurs, says Racehorse Red. Yeah, it's a funny one. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, we're on the road to 190,000 subscribers. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We've got player ratings that you'll be able to do in the second half. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. My match reaction. We've got fan vlogs. We've got the fan forum. So we've got a busy Saturday evening ahead of us. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the chat. Thanks, everyone who is already involved in the chat. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. And remember, if you want to win 2 tickets, maybe not to a United game, but if you want to win 2 tickets to a match of your choice, Spond are sponsoring the show today. All you've got to do to enter the competition is click the link in the chat, go to the Instagram page of Spond, follow them, watch the little video, answer the question in the chat, and you will go in the draw to win 2 tickets to a match of your choice. That could be at Old Trafford. It could be as far away from Old Trafford as you like. Maybe you want to watch a match of football. Who knows? But thank you very much to Spond, and you can check that out. You can also download the Spond app, which is a free organising app. It's very good. People use it for football and organising football and local teams, etc. I actually use it to organise a night out because when you put it in the group chat, you can see who's not replied and just keep alerting them. I'm growling from inside by looking at the formation. The coaches have lost faith in themselves and they want us to have faith in them, says Aditya. Look, looking at it pragmatically and calmly, what I would say is, Mark, I just want to see some decent football from our side today, says Choi Boy. I'll be stunned if we play good football, mate. That team he's picked there today is a team to not get beaten, to try and nick a win. That I can't see how you can play a 4-2-3-1 and play crap football all season, lose an attacker and play better. You know, logically, it doesn't make any sense. We're going to lose an attacker for a defender and we're going to play better football. I just can't see it. I can't see it. I can see us getting a win. I can also see us getting a loss. I can see it being a draw, but I can't see us playing good football. He's bottled it, still playing McFred with the back 5. I've decided to go out tonight rather than sit and watch that, says Hugh. And Mark, perhaps Ollie isn't playing anyone else because he's stubborn. He doesn't trust any other players because he knows no one else could play for him. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, picking McFred, it's just... I actually think observing that team pragmatically, and I'd be interested to see what you think. I mean, Carlos says, Mark, perhaps Ollie isn't playing anyone else because he's stubborn. He doesn't trust any other players because he knows no one else could play for him. And I think you're probably onto something there, Carlos, because Anthony Martial's basically said that he's been dropped or left out. Tellez isn't happy as well. There is player unrest. He's obviously sticking with players that he thinks he can trust. Mark, what are the odds that Ollie will stay beyond Christmas? I'd still say I still don't think the club want to get rid of him. We've heard this afternoon from Fabrizio Romano that there's been no talks with anybody to replace him. So the club he's not getting sacked if he loses today. Also worth mentioning is how defenses has gone against the manager who's super defensive. Could see a 0-0 happening here, says Kurish. And hi, Mark. Why do you give Martial a free ride despite being as bad as McFred in the past season, says Paul. Look, is Anthony Martial a good player? Yes. Did he have a bad season last year? Yes, I admitted it. Are Fred and McTominay good players? No. Are Fred and McTominay constantly getting picked when they're shit? Yes. There's your answer. Figure that one out. But what I did want to say is that I'm not up to date with all the players in the Premier League, but I've never heard of most of these Spurs teams, David Mills. I don't think the formation is an issue. It's McFred. Chelsea play 5-3-2, but Kante and Kovacic and Jorginho can all defend and play football, says Karamu. 5 at the back and McFred. Mark, please. I can't say that. Cool work, but he's not very happy. As a positive, Conte will be able to watch Ollie Styler play with this formation style he uses and be able to make amendments when he takes his job, says Paul. Up the Palace, says Joe Knight. Yes, I mean, what I would say as an observation on this team, now that I've calmed down a bit, is that if you're going to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer over the summer, look, at the end of last season, when we got into second place and we got to Europa League final, we were playing a 4-2-3-1, a back six, counter-attacking, reliant on moments and fine margins. During the summer, we were meant to be going to a more attacking midfielder, not a midfield two. And Ollie even mentioned it last night. He's now, and he's done that for two and a half years. He's now should be sacked and he's gone to a back five. What he's basically done is he's given every United fan that's not sure on Conte because he plays a back five a reason to go for Conte. What Ollie's actually done tonight is given everybody more reason to want Conte because he's playing the way Conte plays. So I don't really know. I think basically, but Ollie's probably not switched on enough to realise that he's going to make people want Conte even more playing a back five, because even if we win the game and the system looks okay, you may as well get him. Having Ollie do a back five is not the same as Conte doing it. So if a back five works, it's even more reason to get Conte. But the reason I think he's gone to a back 5/7 with McFred is because he just doesn't want to lose. So he's trying to put as many bodies as he can because it's more bodies for Spurs to get past. Mark, I haven't seen Spurs play much this year. What kind of form are they in and what are their main threats? Love your show, says Chris. I haven't watched them a lot this season, but they're pretty boring. They are pretty boring. And Kane's been rubbish this season. Part of me wants United to lose, says Ruben. There is a draw written all over it. Both the managers are playing not to lose, says Aditya. Why does everyone think Conte will play 3-5-2? He won the Premier League with a 3-4-3. Yep, John, you're right. He can play different ways. The Glazers and Board are a business. Surely they should be sacking Ollie for his wasteful business in the market. He's got over 150 million sitting on the bench, as Sean Turner. I think the Glazers would sack Ollie if they hadn't just given him a 3-year contract and were determined for it to work. I think even they would be pissed off about Sancho, like still not getting in the team. Do you think any new serious talent will show our interest towards Man United in the future with Ollie at the wheel? Says Winnie. Money talks. All we have is Ollie loves Man United. Sometimes love is letting go. Personally, I think he will resign if nothing improves before Christmas, as MVP. And Jose in his last season played Spurs with a back five, dominated the first half and then lost 3-0. Same vibes, but worst football, says Z. And I think that one of the big factors in this game is we are playing at Spurs. I don't know. It's a fantastic stadium. It really is a fantastic stadium, but I don't know who they what their home crowd is like. I don't know whether it's intimidating. I don't know. I mean, Ricky says still not enough players in midfield. If Bruno spends too much time upfield like he normally does, they could tear us apart. McTominay and Matic should have been in there. So look, yeah. Fred and Scotty again says irrelevant. I don't know what that home crowd is like at Spurs, but if look, we know our crowd's brilliant. And to be honest with you, Ronaldo is starting, yeah. With our crowd, we have beaten. We only beat Villarreal and Atalanta because of our home crowd. So if their home crowd's any good, you know, it maybe could be a factor in the game, but we'll see. We should be out there protesting, says Eman. Jose in his last season played Spurs. We've done that. I can't believe this lineup. Maguire, Scott, Shaw, undroppable. For the first time, 35 years supporting United. I hope United lose, says Nazaro. You have Conte from Wish, says UBD. Yeah, I don't think you're wrong on that one. I don't think you're wrong. I think it's interesting how they've decided to line up. Ollie out, Bridgie in, says Vincent. Look, I can't do a job as good as Ollie. None of us can do a job as good as Ollie. I said this on That's Football when I was watching the Arsenal game. Nobody's saying that they're better than Ollie. But what we are saying is that there's loads of coaches better than Ollie. And there are loads of coaches better than Ollie. It's a specialism. This is not a drill. There's a specialism in coaching, and Ollie's not a specialist coach. Does that mean Chelsea will win the league after City's loss, says Cyrus? Ollie has picked the same back seven because he believes he's invincible. He clearly feels completely safe in his job, says Stephen JR. I would have gone Delo right wing back and Aaron Wan-Bissaka right centre back for this formation, says Relax. Ollie, you know what? I don't know. I actually feel that he would have been better. I feel we've got, I know he's, I mean, it's a crazy situation, isn't it? Because I think that we would have better chance of winning this game with Marcus Rashford. And Marcus Rashford has been not part of this team for a long time. And I think that he gets back fit and you expect Marcus Rashford to be playing all the games, and then he's not. He's dropped pretty much straight away. And I think that I'm quite surprised about that. And I do think when you've got Marcus Rashford in your team, you do have a better chance of winning games. But obviously, Ollie doesn't think that. McFred FC, all hail Crystal Palace and Brighton. Mark, we got to smash Tottenham, get this derailed train back on track. Still want Ollie out, says Amir. McFred back again. What's this guy doing? Please somebody explain to me, says Chris. And Ollie said we're going all out with 7 at the back. He has once again contradicted himself. Clueless, useless. Out, says Jonathan. This is the worst game I will ever watch, wanting to win, but also knowing that Ollie cannot lead us forward and we need to lose him for him to go, says David. I agree, David. I said it at the start. It's the most weird watch-along I've ever done, because I do want Manchester United to win, but I also know that by winning, we will elongate Ollie's stay at the club. But I also know if we lose, he'll still be here as well. So it's a horrible situation to be in. And I'd just like to thank the Glazers and Ed Woodward for your complete and utter incompetence in destroying the morale of this fan base. And of course, I don't mean thank. I mean, shout you out for being incompetent, basically. Ollie is done. The similarity between him and Mourinho is crazy. I've lost all respect for this man. No better than the board at this rate, says Noah. Well, it's going to be very interesting to see how the players perform. I mean, there's definitely disruption in that squad. We've even seen it from Martial and Tellez this afternoon. But these players are his favourites. And, some of these players are playing for their futures. I'm not convinced that Conte wouldn't pick Fred and McTominay. We haven't got a midfield. They'd probably play better under him, though. Either Manchester United must win or the board must fire Ollie. Even a draw must be a cause for termination. They have to act like a soccer club now, says Cyrus. At this point, I'd honestly take Big Sam until the end of the season, says Nick. And McTominay is a shadow midfielder. He doesn't have the positional intelligence. The Athletic has a great video analysis of why he's so bad. So I don't need to watch The Athletic to know Scott McTominay's a crap midfielder. I don't need a weatherman to tell me it's pissing down. Shaw was all over the place last week. Surely Tellez deserves a chance now, says Hugh Eddens. Well, this is one of the complaints that came out in the week, isn't it? The squad were not happy as to why players perform well in training and then don't get a chance to, in the team. And look, the trouble is the list is getting very big now, isn't it? If you think about the Donny van der Beek played well against West Ham in the Carabao Cup. We've just had the next round of the Carabao Cup. Donny van der Beek's not had a minute since. Tellez scored a fantastic goal that got us back into the game against Atalanta. He's not had a minute since. Sancho, £74 million, can't get a bloody start. So, this is what the rumour was about. Players are not happy as to why Ollie continues to pick players that are playing badly over players that deserve a chance and have performed well when given an opportunity. It's nonsensical. Solskjaer says Cavani last season scored a good goal. That's for sure, which is a good thing. I think football is. Oh, I don't know what that's not a fresh. We've not had anything fresh from Solskjaer yet. We might be getting a fresh pile of shit, but we've not had any fresh quotes from Ollie that we normally get at this time of night or day. Well done, Palace. Okay. Well, I'll bring you Ollie's quotes when they come out because there normally are some pre-game. 5-0 win today. Take us back fourth. Buy Ollie more time. It's just as horrible as the Liverpool result. If this happens, what do we want to do? Says Gaz Hardy. Ollie playing a back five with McFred. Brighton give Liverpool a fight and get a draw. Palace beat City with 10 men. Ollie is out of his depth. And Ollie's always going to be out of his depth. Anthony Johnston, of course. I bet Salford could beat Manchester United, says Niall. No, Gary Neville wouldn't let that happen. Gary's blaming the players and not Ollie, says Connor. Well, of course he would. Failed coach himself. How does he straight up lie in the press? Youth and United DNA, then he picks this. He's personally destroying careers. Don't look like a good guy, says Nidden. Anthony Hughes, welcome to the members club. I'm actually glad he picked this team. It shows how delusional he is and what his idea of fixing things are. What happened with Tellez? I missed it. I thought it was a post that he put out to basically say that he was going to be starting the game. And it wasn't about starting the game. It was basically saying that hard work should be rewarded. And then he'd put a zipped up mouth. So basically, he's basically just saying that what we've been saying about Ollie for a long time, that he only picks his favourites. And we've seen that time and time again. He does only pick his favourites. So, it is what it is. And we've seen what it is for a long time under Ollie. I mean, one thing I would say, it'd be very interesting. We'll never find out. I'd be very interested to see how Marcus Rashford and Mason Greenwood feel. Both of them being dropped, who are United youth players, for a back five system, which is not really going to suit them. 5-0 Winton, I've done that one. Okay. I'm so glad I'm from US and have other teams to support because United are a shambles, says Jim. Mark, what do you actually want from today? Match, no one asked you, but if we and Ollie get more time, is that a major issue in itself, says Gaz. Look, mate, I can't give... I normally can give you a really firm Goldbridge standpoint. I can normally give you that. I can't give you it. I'll look you in the eye. I cannot give you 100% what I want. I don't want us to lose. I want us to win, but I don't want us to win like I wanted us to beat Newcastle when Ronaldo started. I don't want us to win like I wanted us to beat Leicester or West Ham when I felt that we were, potentially going to be in a title race this year. I know we're not in a title race. I know Ollie's not the right man, and I know he should be sacked. So wanting us to go on another winning run, well, I saw that last year. The football was shit last year. Let's be honest. Now it's all died down a bit. He was basically protecting his job last year. That after the Istanbul game, he went back six, counter-attacking football, fine margins. We've been there. We've done that. Is it Manchester United or is it the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer survival show? Well, at the moment, it's the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer survival show. So I understand why some people want us to lose because they want Ollie out the job. But for me, I don't feel I have to do that. I don't feel I have to lower myself as a United fan to wish us to lose. What a horrible thing to have to do. I don't feel I have to do that because I think he should already be sacked. Like, he should already be sacked. But it is a weird game. It's a weird game. And I don't know. I mean, look, I've been thinking about this. Imagine Man United score, right? 10 minutes to go. It's 0-0. Harry Maguire scores a corner from Luke Shaw's cross. They run to the fans. They're giving it this. They're hugging Ollie. And I'm like, well, we've won. I'm happy with the goal, but I'm not here for this comeback. I'm not. It's such a horrible situation to be in. I'm not here for a comeback. I'm not here for another chance. I'm here because I'm a United fan and I want us to win, but it's such a weird situation. And I blame the board for putting us into this. It's like being force-fed cabbage. You don't want to eat it, but you're being force-fed it. And that's how I feel. Like, I know I've got to eat. I'm not going to starve myself, not going to wish United lose, but we're being force-fed this now, and I don't like that. How is Shaw and Maguire playing? Favourites FC, says G. Where do you think Aston Villa will finish this season? Would you sack Dean Smith if they lose to West Ham tomorrow? Watch your career mode with them, says In Your Head. I think Villa will have to change their manager at some point because I think they've got ambitions and they've got money. It will be interesting to see how the players react on the field. I think Akshay's hit the nail on the head there. I'm really interested to see how the players react. We assume they're going to react pumped up and 100 miles an hour. And I think you will see that from certain players. But, will they be impacted by the week? Will they be impacted by, the knowledge that the fans want the manager out. You know, it's going to be very interesting. I don't see the point in criticising formation or lineup under Ali anymore. He could change it up however he wants, but the tactics will not win trophies, says Jakob. Ollie got the job on a 4-3-3 attacking football. Fred was going to leave. Now he's saving his job with this crap. Why not go 4-3-3 again, says Anthony White. Thanks everyone who's watching, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. Neville and Keane going in on the players. I just think they're protecting their mates, both of them, really. It's a shame. It's a shame, but there you go. But one thing Roy Keane did say that I agree with is that he's fed up of players apologising afterwards. Roy Keane just destroyed so many people live on Sky and then did an impression of Maguire and ripped apart. Worth a watch. Love that guy's honesty, says Ryan. And as far as we're trapped, just like Ollie said, we're not fans if we complain about losses. Now we can't enjoy winning. The sack would have been a fresh start, says Iram. I'd rather play a 2-3-5 than a 5-3-2. Might be a train wreck, but at least it would be entertaining, says Manu. Hi, Mark. Hope you're well and hope we can get a win tonight, regardless of Ollie and the board's incompetence. And please, can you tell my girlfriend Anna a Pratt, says Anthony Hughes. Adam Kelly, thank you for the super chat. Look at Teller's Instagram post and its caption, says Aditya. There's certain players that, you know, have been. I mean, Tellez is another Van der Beek. He's another Diallo. He's another Sancho. He's another player that we bought in that just doesn't make any sense. Kelly Cates is Kenny Dalglish's daughter. Yes, Marshall. Yeah. And Gordon Murray says, I'm so confused. Don't know how to be happy even if we win because I think this is just delaying the inevitable with Ollie and his coaches, says Gordon Murray. And also we've had, I think I'm more excited to see your match reaction, Mark. Will you be in the mood to shout Sue, says Gaz Hardy. I don't think I'll shout Sue today. I think, you know, I don't fake my reactions, and I don't think I'm in the mood to start going Sue. I just don't think I am. I mean, look, never say never, but I don't feel like that. I feel like, you know, I said it this afternoon. What I feel like doing is winning the game 1-0, doing the match reaction, turning off social media and watching a film, because I can't be doing with the win and fans going, this is it, we're on the way back. Players, we're on the way back, because we're not. The only time I'm going to get genuinely excited is when we sack Solskjaer. And that's a horrible thing to say, but until he's sacked, I can't get ambitious anymore. I hope Ronnie and Eddie have bought Connect 4 to play during the match because they're going to have naffle else to do, says Stephen. I think I'm more excited to see a match. Okay. Big moment in our season today. We shouldn't be in this position. The fight for fourth place starts today. Connor, very, very true, actually. Do you feel bad for Ronaldo? I find myself embarrassed at the environment into which he has returned. Can he compete for a Ballon d'Or? No, Alex, he can't. Exciting times for our attacking players to play for Man United, said Ollie. What a joke, says Faisal. Teller's new album, Suffering from Success, says Aditya. Ollie is such a reactionary manager. I don't think anything he does is planned out. This sudden change of formation stinks of desperation, says Lee. I will be honest and say I don't think there is a formation that Ollie could have picked today that I wouldn't have criticised. I will be honest on that. This right lineup has got Conte written all over it. Yeah, I can confirm Conte is not the new manager of Manchester United. He hasn't actually signed for Manchester United yet. This is still Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his wish version, as we're calling it. But look, it might work. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. You're very welcome on the show. Lots to get involved in. Live chat as per usual. Also, we have got the what have we got? We've got the player ratings that you can do in the second half. We've got a fan forum, match reaction, fan vlogs, Adams at the match as well. So there's loads and loads to get involved in. And we're very close to kickoff. Actually, it's gone very, very quick. I would say that ridiculously quick, actually, how quick we've got to the match actually starting, which is always a good thing. But do you think we can ever be great again, says Anthony? Well, of course you can. I mean, I'd never be that negative. Chelsea fans spent all that money in the summer, thought they were going to win the league. Frank Lampard, a legend of the club, and they were in this position, and they made a change, and Tuchel won in the Champions League in that season, and now they're crystal clear at the top of the league, looking like the favourites to win the title. You can win very, very quickly, but unfortunately, we've got very slow owners, so it can take time. Shout out to Ronnie and Eddie up front. Graduated from a graveyard to a mausoleum, says Alligator. Ollie Conte, you wanted the 3-5-2. You've got it. Ollie is at the wheel, says Saleh. And don't you think the team gets a boost when the fans are behind the whole team, manager included, says Defan. And Gary and Roy blaming the players, still Ollie's fault because he keeps playing them, says Alex Jones. At this point, it seems Ollie's just thinking, what's the point anymore? Let's play a back five and see what happens. He's just guessing tactics now, says Jim. This lineup has got rid of. Read that one out as well. Thanks for all the super chats that are coming in, by the way. Imagine Ollie winning and then Spurs appoint Conte and finish fourth, says Anurag. Honestly, the 5-0 isn't as bad as the board's reaction. They have put us in such a mess. Protests need to come back, says David. I think you've hit the nail on the head there, David. I think you're absolutely spot on. Ollie shouldn't be here. I think anybody knows that. The humiliating thing about this week has been the way the board has handled it. And I didn't really want to bring this in, but Romano was talking this afternoon saying that United have not spoken to any managers. Conte wants the job. There's been no official contact. So United have actually done nothing since they should have been doing things before Liverpool. They should have been making phone calls after Leicester, at the latest after Leicester. They've done nothing. Even after Liverpool, they're not making phone calls. They're still backing this manager who has rewarded their trust by benching their best attacking wide players to play a system the manager they should have appointed plays. It's like a comedy. It's a circus. I half expect Ollie and Carrick and Phelan to come out with big, massive wigs and big shoes and, squeaky noses. It's a circus. It's an absolute... There's nothing you can't expect now. Standards of the club on the floor. Not even on the floor. Kylie and Jason. We're digging for Australia. That formation stinks. Long balls. Bruno should play instead if Cavani in support and feed Ronaldo, and Pogba should play where Bruno is. Pogba can't play, Angel. He's suspended for 3 games. Martin Woolley says, if I was McFred, I'd be questioning my own performances and why Ollie's not being picked instead of. Surely, for the respect of the club, they should be having a word with Ollie, says Martin Woolley. Yeah, because you do that. You'd do that, wouldn't you? You play crap and then you're like, I think I should be dropped. Come on, get real. It's like Ollie resigning. £7.5 million he's walking away from just to please a few fans who want rid of him. I wouldn't do that. I might have said it on Monday when I was very angry, but seriously, would anybody walk away from £7.5 million just to please a load of fans that don't want you anyway? Come on. Thanks for subscribing, Paulina. Ollie has reached for the Mr. Sheen mark, says Fred Luce. Well, look, as I said, it is a change in formation. It is a back 5, of course. But remember, he is still picking the same back 6 that conceded 5 goals against Liverpool. Maguire starts, Lindelof starts, Shaw starts, Wan-Bissaka starts, McTominay and Fred start. So, Roy Keane, is a quote from Roy Keane. Maguire and Shaw last week were an absolute disgrace to the club. I don't even think Palace would take Wan-Bissaka back. I heard Maguire talking during the week. He was like a robot. There's no emotion behind it. I'm fed up of this talking after games and people apologising. Can't really argue with that. I wish the only thing I'd say about Roy is what's he saying about Ollie? Because, at the end of the day, Maguire, okay, you can have a pop at Maguire. You can have a pop at Maguire. You can have a pop at Shaw. You can have a pop at Rashford. But it's very clear that the coaching is ridiculous. And I don't know why Roy's not having a pop at Carrick and Phelan and Ollie. That's my problem. So a few quotes from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that have come in pre-match. This is it. We've put a few more experienced players in there. We need to have that experience and a solid foundation to perform from. That's the main thing. We need to control the game with and without the ball. With the ball, if you have players in different positions, then we need... Sorry, wait a minute. Life's too short for this. Don't go into an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer quote without really taking a deep breath and thinking hard. It's like doing an exam. It's like a problem solver because the words are all over the place. So let me try again. We need to control the game with and without the ball. Fine. With the ball, if you have players in different positions, then we need to use the full width of the pitch. That's the fullbacks, wing-backs' responsibility now. So with the ball, if you've got players in different positions, then we need to use the full width of the pitch. Yeah, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. I won't try and figure that one out. You then said we've got players like Ronaldo and Cavani on the pitch together, and that's two players that you want in the box. So we need to provide them with crosses. Yeah, okay. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. So basically, get the ball out wide and whip some crosses in. Yeah, it's not rocket science. It never is. Fred's having a smile and a hug with a Spurs player. Always good. Always good to see that when you need a win. Fred's having a bit of a hug with a Spurs player and a laugh. Mate, it's all right, mate. You played shit all season. You've been a big part of why we're losing games, but you have a bit of a hug with a fellow Brazilian, I presume, in the touchline. Gary Neville, Roy Keane, Ryan Giggs would never. Had predicted 3-5-2, but with this midfield, says Moonlight, well, it's time to go. It's time to start. We just got played by the board. They were just giving the impression that they were doing something. They have not contacted a manager, meaning they had no intention of sacking Ollie in the first place, says Chiri. And so a humiliating defeat at home to Liverpool. He makes a few changes, which is both our attackers. Why no changes to defence who played bad, says Salah Ahmed. Ollie in, Ollie out, shake it all about, do the McFred and turn around. That's what it's all about, says David Cuffey. Ollie in, you put Ollie in, out, shake it all about, you do the McFred and you turn around. No, it's still a bit rubbish, David, but I tried. If I was McFred, yeah, okay, we've done that. Thanks everyone who's watching. We've got nearly 40,000 watching. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And remember, links in the video description for Spond, who are sponsoring our show today. They've got a competition where you can win 2 tickets to any match you want to go to. Doesn't have to be United. All you got to do, click the link in the chat to go to the Spond Instagram page, give them a follow, look at their video, answer the question in the chat, and you'll be in with a chance. But you've got to do it before the end of the watch along. So you're going to need to do it in the next, well, do it now. Links in the chat, top line, 2 tickets to a match of your choice. Follow them on Instagram, leave an answer to the question in the chat. What you could do is, if you don't want to watch the video, is have a look at the chat, see what the most common answer is, and just type it in. You didn't hear that from me. Mark, let's all give 7, but make sure you give him a follow on Instagram, because if you answer the question and you haven't given him a follow, you won't win. Mark, let's all give £7 on here to pay this prat off, says Tony Cox. And they should have a table on the sideline with a pen and blank paper form, P45. It's a contrarian. Thanks everyone for watching. Let's see what this game is going to bring. I'll tell you what, it's the most weird game United game I've ever watched. I don't even know how I react if we score. Even if we win, I'm afraid I won't enjoy this win. I'll be happy that we won, but I feel tough to enjoy this style of play and this coaching, says Nitin. I just want to sort of observe the players. I mean, look, with Ronaldo and Conte, you know you're going to get a game. Bruno, David De Gea, you know you're going to get that professionalism. It's interesting. I mean, Spurs are so inconsistent. So in many ways, I said this afternoon, I'd rather be playing Spurs than some of the teams below us. I think Brentford would be a harder game. I think Brighton would be a harder game. Who might I don't know where Brighton are in the league, actually. I think they're already above us, actually, Brighton. Spurs, I mean, look at the stadium. It's a massive stadium, but I don't know what the Spurs crowd is like, and I don't know whether it's an intimidating crowd. To me, it seems like a modern stadium that's not really very atmospheric. So that might play into our hands. Arsenal above Man United in the table, says Tom. Yeah, Arsenal didn't start playing football till the middle of September. You know, they have no points and they're above us. But look, I don't think we need to talk about like that. We know Ollie shouldn't be in a job. We know that. But obviously, for many reasons, I hope we don't get smashed today. I mean, it was bad enough watching Ollie last week. If Ollie loses again and he isn't fired by midnight, I'll seriously have to question the long-term future of this club, says Pick. Well, I'd be questioning it already, mate. Personally, I don't think Conte will suit Man United, but love you, Mark, says Kieran. You don't think Conte will suit Manchester United, yet you're watching Man United play with a back five? You might want to readdress that chat, mate. As much as I'm Ollie out, I'm excited to see Ronaldo and Cavani play together since we're playing 5 at the back. I'm not sure why Delo isn't playing, says Sean Atwood. And get the ball out wide, put the crosses in. He's going for Moyes' record versus Fulham, says Hugh. Yeah, but Romero at the back for Spurs, he's not a bad centre-back. So And Eric Dyer's tall as well. So I don't know that Spurs are the perfect team to be playing crosses into the box against. This is a back 7, not a back 5. He's destroying the club, says Philmo. It's going to be really interesting because if he's going to park the bus, I would expect us to play Rashford for the pace on the break. You're not going to get pace from Rashford from Cavani and Ronaldo and Bruno on the break. So we're going to have to build our way up the pitch so that we can work the crosses into the box. So, I don't know what to expect. If anybody predicts or knows what to expect in this game, then, fair play. I mean, Lingard's not happy. Lingard didn't look happy on the bench. Oh, I genuinely don't want to see video shot. Look at him having a fucking laugh with Carrick. I don't want to see footage of Ollie at all. I really don't, because I understand why people do, but I don't. I've checked out with him. But come on, it's about Manchester United. It's not about Ollie. It's not about the players. It's about Manchester United, and Manchester United's been around a long, long time. That's my focus. I'm just focused on the name Manchester United, not who owns us, not who's managing us, not even who's playing for us. I'm just focused on Manchester United. You know this, Mark, but United have always been great. So many entitled armchair fans in the chat get behind the team before and during the game, says Bill. Well, that's a bit entitled to tell people what to do. We're off. Kick off. 2 seconds in. Long ball straight out of play. Fucking hell. It was like watching rugby. Sean Dychin says Greek. And hey, mate, no hate, but the Spurs team looked like a starting foot squad with a bunch of non-rares and loan cards. I can't take the banter from another loss, says Akil. I'm very interested to see how Spurs are going to approach this. Amazing Ollie doesn't realise Maguire is the main problem. I've seen slow defenders. Christopher Day. There we go. Thank you for the super chat. So 30 seconds, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Is that okay? Okay. I'm not expecting much from Spurs, and hopefully that's what comes to pass. But the first few minutes are going to be really interesting to see what United do. Look how deep Fred and McTominay are playing for a start. There's going to be a big gap between our defence and our attack, I think. Got his chewing gum in as well, trying to channel his inner Fergus as the contrarian. Maguire winning some tackles there. And it's thrown to United. Go on, Harry! I've won a tackle. That's what being a captain's all about. I'm Harry the Tiger. Then he said Harry the Hippo. Hippos can be quite aggressive. Never get in a pool with a hippo. They're not like the toys, hungry hippos. They're not smiley. They'll rip you apart with them tusk teeth. Second half, I think. Otherwise, I'll need to go to the toilet. No, I'll just have a tea in the second half. Thank you. Could be a slow tempo game, I agree. Don't call him Harry the Hippo. It wasn't intentional. I was calling him Harry the Tiger. Spurs with the ball. Oh, God, he just did a no-look pass the right back. Where does he think he is? You're at Spurs, mate. Don't be doing no-look passes in the right back position. You put Mafred in, you put Mafred out, keep him in, keep him out, shake it all about. You do the Gunnar Solskjaer and you turn around. God, don't do these rubbish songs, Samuel. McFred, again in the team. I've seen enough already, says Marcel. And, okay. There's Lindelof, heads it out. I just don't see how this United team's going to play good football. I hope I'm going to be really wrong, but I just don't see it. Like, we haven't got that break ball with Rashford or Greenwood. At the moment, it looks like a back 7 with Cavani dropping in with Bruno and then Ronaldo at the head of it. Realistically, this is probably a game where I'd say Ronaldo, you'd be not better off, but for the break, you want someone with blistering pace. And Clem, thank you for the super chat there. But what we've got to do in this first 10 minutes is not let Spurs have loads of the ball. And at the moment, it's Spurs on the ball. We've got to get a foot on the ball. But really, famous last words, but we shouldn't be conceding. Well, we shouldn't be conceding at all. But with that many defenders on the pitch, we're going to be very hard to score against, I think. It's going to be a very... I think it's very difficult. Spurs won't be used to teams coming to Spurs and parking the bus that are, big clubs like United. Noel, thank you very much for the super chat. Why is Jeff Stelling such a prat, says Alex G? He's retiring. Hey, Mark, quick question. If Conte came in and played a 4-3-4-3, who are the ideal midfield two? Love the show. You know what, mate? Everyone gets a clean sheet under a new manager. And I don't care if Conte picks McTominay and Fred, because it's not Ollie picking McTominay and Fred with no bloody coaching. Like Conte could get the best out of McTominay and Fred because he's a proper coach. And everybody would get a clean sheet with me under a new manager. When a new manager comes in, what I don't like is when people go, they'd never pick McTominay, they'd never pick Fred. Well, they might see something in them that they get from them. So, for me, everyone gets a clean sheet. But it's got to happen. Thanks everyone who's watching. Bit of a dull start here. I see absolutely no options in the attack. Ollie's at the wheel of a parked bus, says Joshua. And never thought I'd say that United need Dan James. But United need Dan James. There's no pace on the field, says Livid Fly. And Livid, we know it's Ricky under a pseudonym. And hey, Mark, I don't like playing Rashford up top, but wouldn't this game suit him? Bain, spot on. Absolutely spot on. I think if you're going to play like this, you need pace on the break. And we ain't got any pace on the break. Son, corner. Deflected. Mark, have you ever seen such a scared United team? It breaks my heart, says Knuckle. Bit early in the game to say that. Don't you think Greenwood is a little bit selfish, won't pass to Ronaldo? Sir Alex Ferguson would not have appreciated that, says Subrit. Mark, have you seen... Okay. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. Never thought I'd... No, Livid, we've read that about Dan James. Please share the video and smash a like on the video if you're watching, and subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. It's an early corner for Spurs here. It's a timid start from United, but I would expect that. Tentative. They're not at home. I think if it was at home, they'd be more on the front foot. It's a tentative start from United. It's a corner for Spurs, and you don't want to go 1-0 down. And Ronaldo actually heads it away. He's very good defensively, Ronaldo, and goes around for a goal kick. Yeah, we desperately, with the way he's set this team up, you can't, it's like Sean Turner said, you cannot go 1-0 down with this setup, because the minute we go 1-0 down, he's got to throw it out the bin. It's like what happened with Leicester today. Talk of Sean Turner, he says, we've got too many good players to sit back and give up possession. It's so painful to watch. No way these players are happy with this system, says Sean Turner. But yeah, it's like Brendan Rodgers today. He plays a back five. They go 2-0 down, and he waited till half time, but he had to go to a back four. And if we were to go 1-0 down, he would have to bin the back five because it's too defensive. So we absolutely cannot go 1-0 down. Bruno, he can put a good cross in, and Cavani did get there better. We've got so many good players to sit back. We've done that one. Playing 5-2-1-2 doesn't mean we have to park the bus. Wan-Bissaka and Shaw are so deep. If you win, it's going to be from a worldie. Hope not to lose again, says Sharath Math Fitness. Ollie has learnt nothing, but Fred in a back five, Ollie has to go. I mean, look, we have got, that's from Mike David, we have got people like Marcus Rashford. Who's this Pratt in the midfield? I tell you what, one good thing I would say about this game, it feels like we're playing against 10 men, which is always a good thing. It feels like we've got a lot more players than them. Maybe it's the red against the white, I don't know, but it does feel like we've got a little bit more going on. And look, remember, Spurs are not a very good side. Like, terrible ball by Fred. I mean, Spurs' passing is crap as well. Wan-Bissaka. Go on, attack the space. Come back, come back, come back. Cavani with the shot. Bit better from United, this. Spurs struggling to get out at the moment. And that'll go back to the keeper. Yeah, I think if we did concede first, he'd have to ruin the system, but because but I mean, look at the scenario. Imagine if we did win our next 3 games playing like this. It's just not what we're meant to be doing, is it? United are having a bit of the attack here. Wan-Bissaka, decent cross. Oh, I thought Ronaldo was going to get that on the back post, but Spurs looking really dodgy here. Spurs looking really dodgy. I don't know what the ref's doing here. So first 10 minutes, Spurs not really done anything so far. United, a couple of half sort of chances. Stuart Atwell's the ref. Started relatively well. Cavani, Ronaldo in the same position when Cavani took the shot, says IQ. Yeah, I don't think Cavani and Ronaldo will work. I know people think it's exciting, but I don't really see how they're going to work because they're going to want to attack the same space. Back 5 like we're playing Bayern. This manager is clueless, says Jeffrey. No, I didn't want to say it because we might win the game anyway, but I actually think against this Spurs side, I don't think we needed to play a back 5. I don't think Spurs look like they're the sort of team that's going to hurt us the way that Liverpool or Leicester did. It's early days, of course, but we are broke from top to bottom. Better managers have missed to blindly stick up by Ollie. We have seen the problems for every year. Favourites FC, says Bazza. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. So 10 minutes has gone. United are the better team at the moment. Yeah, it's not good standard football at all. To be fair, United have probably looked a little. Well, they couldn't look any worse than they have done for the last few games. Spurs don't like United's formation. I definitely would observe that. They don't. I think it's sort of caught them out. They don't like it. And I don't know whether he's going to have to make a change himself because obviously Spurs are playing with Son and Moura and Kane. That's a front 3. I think that's causing them a problem. And I think, Nuno might have to look at that because United look more likely to score because we've got more bodies in the midfield and in the attack. Bruno's joining the attack. Cavani's joining the attack. You then got Shaw and Wan-Bissaka joining the midfield. It's making it very, very compressed. Mark, is this our new identity? Boring Football FC. We need Ollie to know this isn't the United way, which was part of a player, says Christopher. And thoughts on Fred not playing at 6, but instead more of an 8. Oh, good cross there from Luke Shaw. I thought Ronaldo was going to tap it in. Bruno, Fred. What is McTominay doing there? He's gone down. Could be a penalty here. Keep an eye on it. Spurs are all over the place at the moment. Romero goes down. Imagine buying Varane so you can play a high line and press higher up the pitch to then revert into a back 5, says Sean Turner. Well, I just want to keep an eye on this because McTominay's gone down. Cavani. Well, it's off the ball on McTominay. He's nowhere near the ball. I don't think you get a penalty for that in these days. We might get lucky. I don't think it's a penalty. No. I'll shout for anything. Cal says penalty, laugh my arse off. I'll shout for anything. Ollie's at the wheel. Tell me how good does it feel? I'm joking. I've not lost the plot. I mean, United have been better than Spurs. I'll give them that. Is that a thing? Is that something these days? Being better than Spurs, is that a thing? Is that not what? Trouble is with Spurs. I mean, Spurs are above United. They've got 15 points, and I know if we win, we go above them. But I do wonder how they've got 15 points. Spurs. Their fans are not happy with Nuno anyway. Throw into Man United. Tentative and timid games like this make me limp, says Bradley. Okay. This would have been the ideal match to let Donny play next to Fred or McTominay for a bit more creativity, says Arjun. I agree. Clem Media, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for that. I've got to admit, I almost sense a sick feeling of nervousness. I don't know why. I don't normally get that. Spurs, the cereal bottles will crumble under the pressure to humiliate us further. 5-0 to United, says Gaz. And no matter what happens, Ollie and his team of clowns who try and train should just go. We will never win anything. Hope you and the family are okay, says Tracy. Well, look, I mean, I'm not going to be dishonest about it. I want Manchester United to win, but I don't see a system here that will be successful against the decent side. Pass me the sheen, why I polish the turd, says Lee Ralphson. I don't think you learn anything against Tottenham. And we can't play like this against Atalanta, by the way. Atalanta, you need to exploit the spaces that they give you on the break. So can you play like this against Man City? Magic says this game is El Sacco on its finest. El Sacco. No, well, I don't get the El Sacco thing because Nuno won't get sacked. They've got 15 points. He won't get sacked. I mean, the great thing about this is that Spurs are trying to pass out from the back. They're gonna get themselves in all sorts of trouble in a minute. I wish we could look this solid and organised with our attacking players on the pitch, says Ash G. And United as a team better than the Cantona days or the treble-winning team, but even against a team like Norwich, we're not sure if we're going to be winning 5-0, let alone win. Ollie has to go, says Noor. There's lots of tackles going on. There's lots of tackles. I mean, you can see the. I mean, I can't be asked to fall into this trap, but you can see the contrast in Ronaldo and Cavani in relation to the press. But Spurs just can't get through our back five. It's really a case of can United create a chance, because Spurs are absolutely clueless. They just can't play through our back five. And we should be seeing a reaction from Manchester United. I mean, look, whether they're backing Ollie or not, you've just been humiliated and, embarrassed in front of the world last Sunday. You expect to see these players have some professional pride. So we should be seeing a reaction, yes. Spurs finally getting up to the edge of our box, but McTominay with the tackle there. Now Bruno, foul off the ball. We've got and friend. Lavero, you've just been blocked. You know why. Ding, 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 ding. Of course it's not bloody 1-0. Are you watching me watch the match live? Like, we're not on bloody dial-up. McFred are diabolical. Why does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer persist? Says Daniel Allen. Sing us a song, Mark, says Apollo. That's gone out, surely. No, Luke Shaw keeps it in. Ronaldo dropping deep now. That's not a good sign when you've got a front two. Luke Shaw loses it. And then he's going to book. He's going to book Luke Shaw. Oh, I tell you what, I thought that was a bit harsh on Shaw there. Surely Luke Shaw's the man who gets fouled here. Luke Shaw gets bloody fouled first. Ref's a prat. Ref's a prat there. Just a bit worried that Spurs might be settling into this game. They might have just given us the first 20 minutes just to see what we're all about. I don't think Manchester United have started it particularly bad. We're not conceded. That's always a positive. But here's Mora. Here's Ben Davies. And no, he's not given a handball, but he has given a corner. Son wants a handball. I haven't seen it back. Let's have a look. Could be one of those that they review on VAR. No, never. Never a penalty. Never a penalty on Wan-Bissaka. Don't even talk about it. His hand's not up. Never. Never a pen that. Not in a million years. Take the corner and shut up. Mark, regardless of the result today, will there ever be a boy born that swims faster than the sharks, says Alfred? I don't know. Stuart Prattwell, says Jordan White. McTominay shocking again. If he was Dutch, would he be in the Van der Beek? No. So seriously, why is he's like dire centre-back. Boring, says MV Pete. Maguire, Varane and Lindelof. I think this is good, says Thomas. Corner to Spurs. Not a very good one. Bruno clears it. Oh, Son misses the bounce. Little back heel. United should come away with this. No. Cavani didn't fancy the 50-50. It's a good ball, that. This is where you want a bit of pace from Rashford, though. A bit of a break on. And what do you think about these flicks Ronaldo's doing? Do you think that's effort, or do you think that's just going through the motions? What I'm trying to say is I'm trying to figure out, are these players playing for the manager? It's a tough one to see. I think if we score a goal, we'll see, but it's tough to see whether they're playing for the manager or not. And I don't think those flicks from Ronaldo are that useful. Oh! Free kick on the edge of the box. Varane. Yellow card. Harry Maguire. Oh, so Maguire and Shaw are in the book. Oh, dear. Some people think they shouldn't be starting. It's Lo Celso. I thought it was more Varane, but I think it was Varane who fouled him. I don't think it was Harry Maguire. It matters not. Harry Maguire's on a yellow card. Have we got any mods in the chat today? Yes. Flex is in there. No, Renate's in there. Renate's in there. I don't know. I don't understand why 1-0s are showing up, because that's meant to be not there. Anyway, it's a good position for Spurs to have a free kick here. I'm going to go into the moderation bit now and do it. Ball into the wall. Dink. Son's in. Son's in. Over the bar. God, that was lucky. Spurs starting to just get a little bit of momentum here. Don't want that to be continued. Honestly, when Conte takes over, McFred will only ever play for Swansea, says Gerchin. That thing just clearly doesn't work because I've literally just put that in. Mark, it's genuinely upsetting seeing us play like this, considering Bruno could make it. Oh, it's a terrible first touch from Bruno, who was in one-on-one. Still a decent position. Cavani heads it wide. It's genuinely upsetting seeing us play like this, considering the attacking talent on the bench as Amit. I mean, if Bruno takes this down well, it could have been 1-0, but it's not. It's a lovely little ball in by Luke Shaw. It's a good run by Bruno, and it's a terrible first touch. The cross is very good from Bruno, and Cavani nearly gets to score it, but yeah, it's close. Okay, this was nice. Now let's take Maguire and Shaw off and go back to normal. This just isn't effective against Spurs and don't like these early yellows, says Daniel Luciano. Don't worry, every fake score is being blocked, so they'll be disappearing soon. We're all at it. All mods are doing it, so don't worry. Rumours circulating that Mark once managed to count to infinity, says PT5. Bye-bye, Derek. Yeah. It's not been great. It is the result that it's the game that many people sort of predicted, isn't it? It's flat, it's boring, and it's a manager trying to play for his job at the end of the day. Oh, God. Is McTominay as crap for United as he is for Scotland? Well, he plays in a back three for Scotland. Here's Son into somebody, I don't know the name, Royal. Emerson Royal. Here's Son again. Wins a corner. Oh, yeah. Sonny says, why isn't Ronaldo pressing? Another corner for Spurs here. Red cards could be coming into the Sun kit. Thanks for the super chats, by there, eh? Sharath Kamath Fitness. I'll read it in a minute. We've got a corner here from Son. Cross comes in. It looks like a decent one. He might be offside. He's going to be offside. Don't bother celebrating. He's got to be offside. He knows he's offside. They're all looking. They're looking. The flag's gone up. Offside. I knew it was. Don't panic. The thing is, if Ollie really believed in himself, he would have played his regular formation and tried to win. He's just trying to stay, not get embarrassing sack. I think he knows his Sharath Kamath Fitness. Yeah, he's bloody miles off. Absolutely miles off. Don't worry about that. Mark, look at the quality left out. Jaden, Martial, Van der Beek, Rashford, Greenwood, Pogba, not to talk of Bay and Lingy. Please, Ollie out. I'm tired, says Christoph. Mark, when Ollie was at Cardiff, he was favourites FC 2. He brought all his mould buddies to the club and they were awful. Cardiff were then relegated, says Wally. You know what? I don't love it, but it does make me laugh in the modern game where players know they're offside, run away celebrating like they're going to get you just don't get away with it. It's like when they handball it off the line and they go, what? It's like, that's what visual VAR is for. Like, I think this Emerson Royal for Spurs looks a bit crap as well. I don't know. I've never seen him play before, but he looks like he's a centre forward playing at right back. Do you think earlier Pullis and now Norwegian Moyes are forced to select Scottish Fellaini McTominay because he's Darren Ferguson's love child? Says Abhijit. Welcome to the Members Club, Ollie. And thank you very much for that. Nearly 50,000 watching. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Take this at the moment. He's a Barca reject, says Sam. Here's Wan-Bissaka. I do think United have looked more likely to score. I know that sounds very odd in the modern game, Manchester United. But long throw in. Bruno does well. I know. What's everyone else on? It's not. Dylan says, hello, Mark. Can you say Lewis is short for me and my friends watching? Says Dylan. Oh, that's a bit shortest. Maybe short of cash. Maybe short of cash. Maybe it's nothing to do with height. Here's Luke Shaw, who I think's played quite well. Have a shot, Bruno. It's where Wan-Bissaka. Oh, that is a shit cross by Wan-Bissaka. Bruno should have shot from there, really. Ronaldo, cross comes in, headed away. Captain Sir Hindsight says, holy Jesus, United are crap. Well, we are, but we're not losing. We're playing Spurs. Everyone's got a chance against Spurs. Wan-Bissaka back post. Ronaldo lays it off. Luke Shaw doesn't see the pass. Ronaldo's not very happy. What's that? That's our ball again. Watching McFred is like watching a low-budget horror movie, which can actually be quite good, Peter. Halloween was a low-budget film and it is a classic. Don't knock low-budget films. They can be pretty good. I don't want this to become That's Football, where we start talking about our favourite films, crisp flavours. This is a big game for United, but it just shows you the quality of the game. Boring as shite. Ronaldo goes down under a tackle from Eric Dyer. You'd have to ask why that's not a yellow card, considering Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw got yellow cards. I think it is a yellow card. Oh, is he? No, I don't know whether he did book him or not. Bruno is my favourite United player right now, but Manny must be Ollie out considering his performances so far today, says Gergo. Look, some of the players might think of it like that. I think it's I don't know what people think in the chat. McTominay is 100% Ollie's Fellaini, says insert name here. I think McTominay's playing his best, which, to be honest with you, is still shit. Fred's really trying, again, limited. It's so hard with these United players because they're playing so badly lately. It's hard to tell. Fred with a shot. He's definitely trying his best. Bloody hell, he found his passport there. He hit it quite well and Lloris palms it out. Don't see any chemistry in the game. Players out there like strangers, says Kay. I think you'll see it when we score a goal, how behind the manager they are. Because it's hard to tell off this whether they're playing their best, because maybe they are playing their best and we're just not very good. But I mean, it's not really a reaction performance. It's a typical United performance. And yeah, we could definitely win this game. But edge of the box, Bruno, go on. He's got to have a shot. No, crosses it. That'll go for a goal kick. As it has been for a long while, our attacking is pedestrian at best. Seriously, my nan could counter faster and she's not alive anymore, says Kashif. Ollie is looking more like Ted Lasso each time I see him, as clueless as Severus Snape in a techno-rave party. Absolutely shambles, says Mario Franco. I think this lineup could actually work if you changed McFred, says Tapner. No, I don't see this working. I think Cavani and Ronaldo are too slow. And Ronaldo's not giving it his all. I can see it clearly, says Elvin. I think the team's too slow in general. There's no pace in that team at all. You've got to have one or two quick players in your team, and there's no speed in that team. So I don't think there's any longevity in this at all. I mean, bloody hell, Bruno and Cavani, you put their age together, they must be over 70. Yeah, 36 and 34, is it? 33? Sorry, Cavani and Ronaldo. Cavani and Ronaldo. They're 70. So our front two are 70 if you put them together. Bruno's not quick. McTominay's not quick. You know, it's I don't see any future in this team at all. I think it's just it's an 11 for a game. Kane, if Son's onside, he's through. Wan-Bissaka can't stop him. Great, Wan-Bissaka. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Superb from Wan-Bissaka, that. I think he might have been marginally offside anyway, but it's still a great recovery tackle. Ollie excited about the new Football Manager. Karaki, have you seen the new features? I can use the phrase fine margins when talking to the press, says Alligator. Football Manager's the better of Football Manager is out, the beta or whatever you call it. And Ollie will be loving it because they've got new formations and stuff. So, you know, it might keep him in a job for a couple of more months. It's been a rough week and United aren't helping, but whoever said that grandma comment made my day. Thank you, says Red Harley. Mark, how bad is it that Feed is the quickest player we have on the field, says Brad Lewis. Fred, sorry, not Feed. Although I think you did type it as Feed. Well, you know, there was a bit of a glimpse there because Aaron Wan-Bissaka made that recovery tackle and Scott McTominay was hugging him like he'd scored a goal. That's how much it means to McTominay. You know, you know, he's definitely involved. He's definitely up for it. Ollie's there. Oh, I think I've found myself a cheerleader. He's from Scotland and his name is Scotty McTominay. It doesn't really work, does it? But I tried. That was terrible. Bruno making players go forward, says Snake. And do you think Sue will come out today, says Usman? I hope she'll come out today, but I don't think I'll be shouting Sue like I was when I was excited a couple of weeks ago. I want United to win, but I fell out of love with this manager, and his team selections are just dreary. But fortunately, Spurs are pretty shit themselves. So, I mean, Spurs are dreadful. Let's be honest. They're at home and they're crap. Liverpool have a better reservation midfield than United starting, says it's. Well, I don't know about that. Oh, Scooby-Doo. He's given a foul away. It's not that bad, really. McTominay is up for it because he knows he will never play again if a proper manager comes in. Very good point, Brad, actually. Hey, Mark, do you know have you ever met Poet and Vuj? Would love if you did some content together. I've never met Poet, but Vuj I have met. Nice lad. On YYK. Not a bad striker as well. Scored a couple of goals in that Creators Cup. Son. Let it go. Oh, Wan-Bissaka, he should have let that go. Tomini, he's done well. Used his strength. Play on, ref says play on. Ref says play on. Bruno. Maguire. Shaw. I tell you what, the thing that's just weird is that these players should not be playing under this manager. He just shouldn't be playing under this manager. This should be a new page for United. It's like reading an old book, a crap old book. There might be good bits in it, but ultimately it's a disappointing story and it's going to end the same way that we read it before. We need to start a new story at United. Good play by Luke Shaw. Cross. Hit it, Wan-Bissaka. Hit it, Ronaldo. Somebody hit it. Fred hit it. Bruno hit it. Hit it, Harry. No. Bruno. Ronaldo. What a goal! What a goal! That's a cracking goal. That is a cracking goal. That is straight out of FIFA, that is. See you. Good cracking goal. I've got to say, that is magnificent. What a goal by Cristiano Ronaldo. What a hit and what an assist. And I think we've been the better side in this game. People would say, why are you not going mad? I ain't going to be a hypocrite. Like, the club can do what they want. He should not be in charge of this football club anymore. I want United to win. I think it's actually a brilliant goal. But I told you, it's a weird watch. It's a really weird watch because he should not be in charge of this football club. Simple as that. But quality is quality. You can't put quality down. The technique on that volley is magnificent. And the assist from Bruno Fernandes is superb. So, you know, you've got to appreciate the quality. Absolutely magnificent. I think Ronaldo's wife is called Sue. This is why Ronaldo does the Sue celebration, says Shadow. And Manchester United 1-0 in front, which I think in what's been a pretty dull game, we have been the better side. Spurs have been, as I said, pretty poor. But that is just, that's what quality gets you. I mean, I think it would be harsh to call that Moments FC. That's just quality players. That is just pure quality from Bruno and Ronaldo. And there's not many strikers in the world that could score a goal like that. It was absolutely world class. Now, the interesting thing for United now is we've scored that first goal. How do you approach the second half? Because he's got 3 points in the bag here. This is a massive 3 points for United. We need to keep these 3 points. So do we go for the second goal, which I think is there, or do we start sitting a little bit deeper and invite pressure? Because Spurs have not been able to play through us. They haven't. And if we play deeper, we're inviting the pressure. Part of me wants to see Ollie Can so that Donny stays, plays, and shows us what we have been missing in midfield. Says Marcus. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka for me has been the most improved player on the back line. What do you think, Mark? Let's go United, says Rambo. I like Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think he's been a very, very good player for us. I just think he gets unnecessarily criticised. When the going gets tough, going gets tough, Ollie gets rough. Ollie gets rough, says Benjamin. It's annoying to know that this was a half chance for most players. Imagine if we could create more clear-cut chances for Ronaldo, says Sharath. And welcome to the Members Club, Robert McCabe. And part of me wants to see, I've done that one as well. Wan-Bissaka. Cavani's in. Oh, if he'd let that go, Cavani was one-on-one. Spurs are just awful. Like, they're really bad. That's two guys who've got of world-class talent overcoming a crap setup, says Brad Lewis. There's nothing in that from Ronaldo. He's trying to say that Ronaldo's elbowed him. No way. He's just put his arm across his face. There's nothing in that. I nearly sent chat that Bruno makes wrong decisions today, and then he comes up with brilliant assist. I should keep my mouth shut, says Matteo. Quality. What's the saying? Can't keep quality down. Listen, it's a better one than that. Class is permanent. That's the one. Class is permanent. But as I said, in relation to Ollie, he would not be sacked if we lost tonight anyway. So get the 3 points. And then I think if he loses to Man City, then he probably will get the sack. So you may as well. My personal feeling is he won't get the sack before Man City no matter what. So you may as well beat Spurs. And then if he loses to City, he'll get the sack anyway. So may as well have 3 points rather than dropping 6. Plus, I just can't take Manchester United losing a game. And we've not conceded any shots this half. Tell you what, that was good play by that Romero. Shoots over the bar. The Chelsea. Pogba's got a 3-match suspension, so he won't actually play for United in the league until November now. Perhaps Ollie is unknowingly plotting his own demise by showcasing what Conte could bring to us in a 3-5-2, says Muka. Swoo! Ollie deserves a contract extension after that masterclass of play. And that's from Mitt. And another corner here. Ollie in, Mark. Mate, I won't be Ollie in unless he wins the Premier League. Like I will celebrate the goals as much as I can, and I want Manchester United to win, and I always want Manchester United to win. But I will not be saying the words Ollie in for a very long time. I've said Ollie out now. I can't be a hypocrite and say that the reasons I'm Ollie out for are suddenly all over, because they're not. You know, he's still a bad manager for Manchester United as far as I'm concerned. So I'm not going to change my mind because of one game. I mean, look, Liverpool was a disgrace. Leicester was a disgrace. Villa at home was a disgrace. Everton was a shambles. We were lucky against Atalanta. Spurs are crap. And you know what? Apart from Bruno and Ronaldo, have you been entertained by that 45 minutes? And I know Spurs have got a part to play in it, but this is crap football. We've conceded no chances because we're playing 5 defenders and Scott McTominay and Fred in front of them. And then you're just relying on the quality and fortunately the world-class quality of a Cristiano Ronaldo and a Bruno Fernandes. Like, we've not created many chances. I think Spurs are just terrible, to be honest. And also, look, it's not my job to critique Spurs, but it's half time. They've tried to pass through us consistently. Crystal Palace may have set us up for another 5-0 drubbing next week, and Angry City won't take their foot off the gas like Klopp, says Randall. Yeah, I mean, look, City losing today was very interesting, but it is half time. Want to get your thoughts on that half? A funny tweet out just to wind people up, because humour's important. At Mark Goldbridge, give me a follow. I'm not going to tell you what I've tweeted, but it'll wind a few up. Manchester Derby's at 12:30 next week. Yeah, weird kickoff time. But Tuesday night against Atalanta as well. My thoughts on that half then. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Smash a like on the video. My thoughts on that half is that Manchester United are winning. It's probably going to plan. I think that it was always going to be quite a tight game. I said if we win it, it'd be 1 or 2-0. 1-1 still a possibility. We've basically done okay. I wouldn't say it was an amazing reaction to Liverpool. The reaction has been, I'm going to play as defensively as possible to stop them having chances, which you can understand when you've been beat 5-0. So we've not had a shot on target conceded. And we've scored a goal because Bruno and Ronaldo are just different gravy. I do think we deserve to be 1-0 up. I'd argue that with anybody. I think just about we've been the better side in what has been a very dull game. Spurs look lost. They don't seem to know how to play through our back seven. And we've had a little bit more of the ball around their box because they're trying to pass through us, which is making it easier to break up. So I think we deserve to be 1-0 up. It's been a very boring game to watch. And I would say, again, if you're going to play a back 5, you may as well. I mean, the hilarious thing for me is, why are United fans saying they don't want Conte? And why is Gary Neville saying he doesn't want Conte, and yet he'll be waxing lyrical about that performance? Like, it's ridicule. It's ridicule of the highest level. If we're going to play like that, and obviously he's going to play like that, why would you not get Conte? It's the biggest reason I don't want Conte, a back 5. And the reason I didn't want Conte is because you've spent £74 million on a winger. Rashford's a wide forward. Greenwood's a wide forward. You can't play wide forwards in that system. You just can't do it. So that's why I didn't want a back five, but it wouldn't be Conte's problem because he could come in and go, well, I didn't want Sancho. I don't play wide forwards. We've now got a manager who's playing a back five and he's just spent £74 million on a winger. So apart from, we're just going to have to play this game to game, aren't we? Because there's no longevity. I don't know what we are. All I know is what I said before the game is that I want Manchester United to win because it's Manchester United, not because it's Ollie's Man United, not because it's the Woodward or the Glazers Man United or it's the Ronaldo United. I want Manchester United to win because it's Manchester United. But do I feel any different than I did on Monday or yesterday or this morning? No. I feel quite flat because I don't know what we are other than Solskjaer's survival club. That's all we really are at the moment. It's all about how long Ollie can survive. And that's really sad how the board have created this situation, because I can't be one of those fans that want us to lose, but I also accept that we've just become this survival club, and that performance is a survival. There's not really much football there. It's certainly nothing like the United way. And that's the reason people don't want Conte, because it's not the United way, and yet we're playing like that. We're slow. There's no pace in that team at all. Where's the pace in that team? I just think Spurs have been as bad as we've been recently, and it's allowed us in. I don't know what a Brighton would do to us. I don't know what even a Brentford would do to us, because they're coherent teams, even though Brighton did Brentford did lose today. But what I would say is, I want to read some of your chats. Anybody who wants United to lose, this is not the game for United to lose. We need to win this game. We've got to try and stay in touch with top four, because if we lose today, we're out of touch. So we've got to win for that reason. And also, if we did lose today, he wasn't getting the sack. We've not spoken to any other manager. So if we lose today, we're playing on Tuesday. We beat Atalanta, he's back where he is. So we may as well win today, win against Atalanta. And then if we lose against City, people will say sack him. So he's not going to get sacked. That's where we are at the moment. And if he's going to get sacked, it'll be after Man City. So I say win as many games as we can up until the international break, because I don't think we'll beat City anyway. If Aaron Wan-Bissaka worked on his final ball, he would be one of the best right-backs in the world. Then the back five could reign supreme, says Mark. Cheaper for Glazers to stick with Ollie, who plays the Conte way, says Gordon Murray. Ollie will park the bus now and grind out 1-0, says Toby. Winston, thank you very much for the chat. Well, you know what? I actually think, I said this on last night, I think. I would expect us to start dropping deeper because Spurs have got to go for it. It might be an idea to take Cavani off after 60 minutes and put Rashford up front for pace, because they're going to go for it and we need something on the break now, because we are going to be forced back deeper. So I think that he's going to, getting Rashford on for Cavani at some points would be a good idea. In the league at the moment, I don't know whether it's updated on the screen, but I can tell you in relation to the Premier League at the moment, we're up to 5th. We're above Arsenal on 17 points. We're still 8 points off the top. Don't talk to me about Liverpool or City. If we beat City next week, we're on the same points as City. Yeah, and we'll still be 8 points behind Chelsea. I couldn't give a toss about City. To be honest with you, I'm glad City lost and I'm glad Liverpool drew, because we're not going to win the league, so I'd rather Chelsea win it. So the results actually went quite well for us today, but we're not winning the league. So I hope Chelsea win the league over Man City and Liverpool. But comparing ourselves to Man City and Liverpool is redundant because they actually have a style of play. At the end of the day, it's just about winning. That's what it's about. First half summary, a very uninspiring United, a clueless Spurs side, and a world-class finish, says Chiri. Pretty accurate. Ollie has to win games now. No time to think about United way at the moment, says Scarecrow. Well, that doesn't make any sense at all. So we come into a season with Ronaldo, Varane, and Sancho, and we finished second last year, and we're meant to be in a title race. And now you're saying he doesn't have to think about style of play because he's in trouble. Who put him in trouble in the first place? Ollie, come home. You did the job for Man United the first year. Now you're just embarrassing us. Greetings from Norway, says Dag. For better intensity, Varane makes a difference, says Danny. The reason we need to lose today is because it increases the chances of him being let go after an eventual loss against City, says Andre. And Ollie's smiling is kind of infuriating. It used to cheer me up. Maybe says more about me, though, says Red Baron. I just think Ollie's going to frustrate you if you don't want him here anymore. There's nothing. Who? Well, it's going to happen. Let's fucking wait. And Ollie's smiling is kind of infuriating. It used to cheer me up. Goldbridge, give us a sue, please. I can't, mate. I can't do that. Look, I thought it was a fantastic goal, Iman. I thought it was a fantastic goal, but I can't fake it. God, I've been accused of faking reactions in the past. As you know, if you watch the channel, I don't fake my reactions. And I'll only give the reaction I feel like giving. And it was a great goal from Ronaldo. It was a great assist by Bruno, but I feel I would be the most shallow fan in the world if I started going, get in, so get in, we're back. You know, I don't feel like that. I want to win, but I don't feel, if we win this game 4-0, I don't feel optimistic. I don't feel like, you know, it's like, I don't want to be crude, but imagine being in a relationship with somebody you don't like, right? You don't like them, and yet you have a good night out, you get drunk, you have a bit of rumpy pumpy, and it's really good. You wake up in the morning with the same problems and a headache. Like, that's how I feel about United. I'm not taken away from the fact that I want the rumpy pumpy and I want to enjoy it. But I know when I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to feel the same as I did this morning. This isn't right. This relationship is not right. You know, rumpy pumpy, I don't know why I'm saying rumpy pumpy. It's not an X-rated word. Sex. The sex might be great, but the relationship isn't good. And most of the time, the sex isn't good either. So, you know what? For me, it's not the right relationship. And I can't pretend that it is. We've got nothing in common. He likes EastEnders. I like Game of Thrones. I'm not in I just want to say I'm not in a male relationship. I've just realised what I might have just said there. I'm talking about Ollie and me and our relationship, and we're not in a sexual relationship. I've really dug a hole there. That's not what I meant. I'm happily married to a woman where both the sex and the relationship is very good. I was trying to do an analogy. I feel like I've walked into something I didn't mean to walk into there. Nothing against that if that's what you do like, but we'll move on. Anyway, we'll move on to Spond. I bet Spond are loving this. Spond are sponsoring the show. It's an app you can download. It's not that sort of app. It's an organising app, but they've got a great competition. Half-time competition. You've got to enter this before full-time. 2 tickets to any game you want to watch. Can be United if you want. You might want to watch a good game. Links in the chat. All you've got to do is go to their Instagram page, follow it, and answer the question to the video. Now, what I would advise, because, you know, we haven't got a lot of time before the end of the game, I would click the link in the chat, top line link. I would follow them on Instagram. I would check the chat replies, see who is answering the most, and just copy that and put it in the replies, and you could win a ticket. So Spond are giving away 2 tickets to a game of your choice. All you got to do is answer their competition video in the comments on Instagram, but just click on Instagram. The link's in the top description. Follow them and copy the most answered question in there. You might win. That's how you do it. Shortcut bridge. Thanks everyone for watching. Rumpy Pumpy Bridge. Tom W. I watch you during the week and it's depressing. It's game day and we're winning, and again you're depressing. Is this how it's going to be until Ollie is out, says Broadmars. Just don't watch, mate. You know, I don't want you to be depressed. Don't watch. It's honest. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to lie? Do you want me to stand up and sing Ollie's at the wheel? And this, you know, I can't. I can only be honest. And the great thing is there's probably a channel out there. I know what they're called. They speak bullshit because they've got relationships with the club, and they'll be saying it's the start of something new. If you want that, go and get it. That's the great thing about life. You've got BBC One, BBC Two, you know, take a choice. What do you think about Basuma? I watched him play against Liverpool today and I think he might come and do a job for it. I think Red Devil, I think Basuma is fantastic. I really do. I thought he was in prison, so that's good. But he's not, if he's innocent. And I like Basuma. I think he's fantastic. Watching as a player. Watching this season, certain United fans optimistic for this makes me even more grateful for TT. But Ollie in it, plus you've dug that hole, mate, says Zabs. Okay. Rainbow Bridge, says Edwin. And what you think about Fred today, says Kimmer. Mate, I will not be delving that deep. I can only be honest and say I feel in a football depression at the moment. So, you know, Fred's done okay. Fred's done okay in the context of this game. Admittedly, he has done okay. Wan-Bissaka's been very good. You know, Bruno's assist is world-class. Ronaldo's finish is world-class. Lindelof, Varane and Maguire have looked solid. McTominay's been okay. Like, I don't think anybody's played bad. It's like a hangover game, isn't it? You just want to get through it, and you know, you just want to get through it and not get pissed again. But you know, there's still 45 minutes to go. Some people think it'll be 1-1. I got a feeling now, having watched it's very difficult to predict a game when you've not seen the, you know, predicting a game before anything is very difficult. But having watched the first 45 minutes, I can see us winning this 2-0 or 1-0. Unless Spurs completely open up and we can beat them 3 or 4-0. I just think that I think we will get the win in this. Of course, it could end up 1-1. I don't think Spurs look good enough to score 2 goals against us. I think the way we're set up, we're purposely set up not to concede many goals today. So I can see. I mean, look, just watching the goal back, what a ball by Bruno. It doesn't even hit the ground. That's one of the goals of the season. It's one of the goals of the season for United. Absolutely fantastic. We're winning this game, playing a 5-3-2. Why did we spend 75 million on a winger? This smacks of desperation. Enjoying it so far, but this is not sustainable, says Jake Marshall. Thank you very much. But you know what? Most of us are Manchester United fans. Most of us want to win. And after a hard week, it would be nice to just get 3 points. It would. It wouldn't be amazing. It wouldn't be Gary Barlow. Absolutely incredible. That's Gary Neville. It's absolutely incredible, Ollie. Absolutely fantastic. Give him the Ballon d'Or. But no, it's not that, but it would be nice to win. It definitely would. Anyway, second half is about to kick off. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. You can do your player ratings in the second half as well. Player ratings in the second half. How's about that? Mark every player out of 10. Fred could get man of the match. You know? We should stick to this formation moving forward, says Lee. Mate, why? Because we're winning a game. Do you want to be? We may as well be managed by Mourinho again if you like this. It's not good to watch, is it? You think if Conte got the job, he would put some key players in the bench, says George. Conte wouldn't start that team. No way. I think Conte would play Martial up front. I think Martial and Ronaldo would work well in a 5-3-2, to be fair. Can you sing Ollie's at the wheel if we win, says Sankadi? No, because it'll get clipped. I can't do that. One positive, the average position of the players is quite high up and quite compact, worth a look. But once again, already see problems with the formations, says Daniel. Thanks, Daniel. We're off. How do you think he'd make subs with the system, says Mohammed? I think good run by McTominay. Let's see what happens here. Ronaldo's gone wide. I think that Rashford, Greenwood come on for Cavani, one of those two. I don't see Van der Beek ever coming on anyway, so I don't think that'll happen. This formation might work with right players. More reason for Conte, says Sankadeep. And Juve 2-0 down against Verona. How about Allegri as manager, says Arjun. I've seen more balls on an elephant, says Digi. Cross coming in. I can see, I mean, look, United have started off well again. I can see United getting the second goal here and getting the 3 points because Spurs look dreadful. And look, let's not forget, Spurs aren't in a dreadful position points-wise, but I don't for the life of me understand why they appointed Nuno. It makes no sense. Son shoots wide. He's a shite manager. De Gea did put a bad kick out there, but Son was miles wide with the shot. What's going to happen to Sancho and Rashford, says Tariq? Well, can you, if he sticks with this system, Sancho's a flop. It's as simple as that. Sancho is a flop in this system because he can't play in it. He could come on for Bruno, I suppose, but as a number 10, but there's no winger. What are you going to do? Put him at right wing back? Oh, what a goal by Ronaldo. 2-0 to Manchester United. Oh, he's offside. Oh, what a shame. You know what? Scott McTominay actually did the best thing he's ever done in his career for United here. He drove forward from the midfield and he slips Ronaldo in and he's offside. Oh, God. It's a great finish by Ronaldo as well. And it's a really good bit of play by McTominay. I mean, I would have said brilliant by McTominay. Brilliant finish by Ronaldo. It deserved to be a goal. Best move of McTominay's career and it's ruled offside. Such a shame. It's a good start from United in the second half, though. What's wrong with the bloody phone? I enjoy this channel. You speak a lot of sense as breaking LFC. Liverpool fan, great. Let's be more critical. This will help massively, says Jenks. What does that even mean? I don't know what that means. Tell us more. Let's be more critical. This will help massively. That's a code. That's like one of those bloody riddles. What does he mean? But look, this is why Spurs are going to struggle to score. We've got almost a back nine. If we win the next 5 games, I'm Ollie in, says Lay. I'm not. What? Well, no, you do what you like. If we win the next 5 games, I'm not Ollie in. It's year 3 now. Like, he's already done big runs before and you finish second or you lose a final. Like, I won't be Ollie in until we lift a major trophy now. And people might say that's harsh, but that's how I feel. I'm not on the screen. All right, okay. All right, okay. McTominay's not been booked, has he? Sky just said McFred, apparently. Yeah, but they were doing it in an affectionate way. I can see United getting the second goal here. I think Spurs are terrible. I really can. Is Lindelof. And I tell you what, I think Nuno will get the sack before Ollie. They're crap. They're absolutely crap, Spurs. They're so bad. That Romeo at left back, what's his name? No, that's the centre back. Royal. I'm calling him Romeo. Royal at right back. He's like a bloody winger. I said a centre forward. He's like a winger. The timer's wrong. It's at 46. 50 and 50 seconds. 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, a minute. Yeah, we fixed it now. Thanks, Midge. Ollie's at the wheel. How does it feel? We've got Scotty, Maguire and Fred. They fill all fans' hearts with dread. City. Yeah. So United have come out second half looking a lot better than Spurs. Spurs looking absolutely shite. I'm surprised he's not changed it, really. Fred. I mean, United have moved the ball around really well second half. They have. I mean, I can't lie. I can't buy into this shit. But I've got to say that we've moved the ball around a lot better than they have. I think Spurs played in the Carabao Cup, didn't they, midweek? I think they beat Burnley 1-0, and they did play a lot of first teamers. So that could be another advantage for us. What is Fred doing here? This is Spurs' problem. They're playing really risky passes because they can't get at our back five. So they've got to try and pass through us. And it's a nice ball into Son. He does well. Lindelof stays with him. Goldbridge, could you wish my son Ethan a happy birthday? Happy birthday to Ethan. Anyone saying boring football doesn't know ball? Ronaldo and Cavani up top is the best decision of Ollie's career. We're holding possession and creating more than we have for ages. Potential York and Cole, says BTC. Bergwine's coming on. And the Ace Snipes, thank you for subscribing. I'm actually surprised Nuno's not changed this system and just chucked somebody else in the midfield. The fans aren't happy. He's took Mora off. He's getting booed. This is always good for United. Fans getting on to the home manager. Fred loses the ball every time, says Sean Turner. I think our expectations for midfield players on the floor. Neville said McTominay was playing well. I just think he's been very average. Just Geordie boy. He's been better in the second half. I give him that, but I didn't really notice him in the first half. He's been okay. I just laugh my head off if Spurs lose this game, sack Nuno, and get Conte. Another corner for Spurs. God bless to all my fellow Man United fans, says Rory. Thank you very much for the chat there, Rory. I would be seriously thinking about getting Rashford on, just for the break, because the longer this game stays 1-0, the more Spurs will go for it. Son with the cross, headed away by McTominay. Comes to Royal. It's a Son. Royal with the cross. It's a crap one. Such a shame Ronaldo didn't make it 2-0, by the way. I mean, it's literally an offside. I know Spurs have had an offside as well, but it was a lovely hit by Ronaldo. And to be fair, it was lovely play by McTominay. But it was offside. But the finish was remarkably good from Ronaldo. There's an offside there against Spurs. What do you think of Varane, says Lawrence? I always find it difficult to praise a centre back when he's playing with three, because I think I've played in a back three. Your job's easier when you're playing in a back three. Your job is easier. You shouldn't be getting caught out for pace. Shouldn't be getting stuck on the ball. So I don't think Lindelof's played any worse than Varane. I don't think Maguire's played any worse than Varane. I think they've all played reasonably well. But you'd expect that to happen because they're playing, three centre-backs makes your job easier. I think Van der Beek would suit this system better than Fred. Yes. Good win by Shaw. Here we go. Bit of a break. 4v4. Ronaldo, go on, go with the run of Shaw. That's it. Back post for Cavani straight away. Go, good tackle there from Royal. Rory Francis, thanks for the super chat. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Look, we're very close to 190,000 subscribers. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Son needs a better team. He's just signed a new contract as well. Just wanted to say appreciate all your hard work and great content. Thank you, Dylan. Hamid, thank you very much for subscribing. Yeah, Conte did reject Spurs before Nuno, but maybe Spurs go back in. If you sack your manager, you maybe give him the terms he wants. I think it was down to money, wasn't it? Maybe they find the money this time. Maybe they don't. It's interesting because Spurs were looking at that Fonseca, weren't they? And he went to, he's apparently going to go to Newcastle. God, the chats we're having, we should not be having in a Man United game. I feel like I'm doing a That's Football watch along. feel like telling you what I'm having for my tea. It's not exciting. Hey, Mark, I honestly think that Spurs are a match made in heaven for Ollie. They are considered a big team, but are terrible in form. Therefore, the outcome of this game is going praised when it shouldn't, says Akil. Well, 3 points is 3 points, isn't it? We need the win. I mean, look, I understand why people want to hit the self-destruct button. I really do. But, we're we don't want to get cut adrift from the top 4 race. We're out of the title race, definitely. That's gone. But we've got to be in the top 4 race. Pie and chips for tea. Conte didn't like the project at Spurs, says Alan Burns. I never understood why Spurs went for Nuno. He's Mourinho doesn't work. So what do? You get a Mourinho protege. But I think Spurs have been a bad side for since Pochettino's. Since the Champions League final, really. I don't think Spurs have been a good team since then. That first season after the Champions League final when Poch got the sack, I thought they were bad then. And I think they've been very poor ever since. Do you think Son or Rashford is the better player, says Nigel? I think Son's a fantastic player. I think if Son was at Liverpool, I'm not saying he'd be as good as Mane or Salah, but I think he'd score a lot of goals in a system like that. I think at Spurs, he's a bit wasted. A lot wasted. Lovely by Wan-Bissaka. He's had a great game, Wan-Bissaka, Who's better, Son or Mane? Well, I think you've got to say Mane because what he does, but I think that Son at Liverpool would suit them perfectly. Not so sure he'd do as well as Man City. I don't know whether he's a Pep player, but he's definitely a player that would work in a Klopp system. I'd like to say he'd be a player that suits a Man United system, but what suits a Man United system? I mean, we're currently watching United playing with a back 5 and no wingers, which is what United's always been to me. We've got no wingers, so Son wouldn't work in this system. I can understand why people do the Rashford comparison, really. Spurs are getting a bit more success. Good cross there by Royal, but cleared away. What is the United system, says Zach? Exactly. Well, time's ticking along, as my gran always used to say. Subs o'clock, says Dylan. Yeah, subs-wise, it's difficult, isn't it? Because, you can bring on, like, Lingard for a bit of legs, Rashford for a bit of prey. I mean, Cavani's going to have to come off. I suppose Rashford for Cavani is an obvious one. Would rather have Ten Hag or Conte, says Francisco. I mean, judging on today, I'd say Conte. Yeah. Lingard is on the bench, high voltage. I've seen him. He's been messaging me. So you could bring Lingard on for Bruno, I suppose. Bit of legs, but Cavani with a weird switch of the play there, but Luke Shaw will get it. If I wanted a manager who plays a back 3 without Sancho, I would get Southgate, says in Morano TV. Well, Harry Kane's on the ball now. He wins a throw-in. I mean, Harry Kane's just like... He's a shadow of himself, isn't he? It's Halloween. Legs FCs is the contrarian. I think United just need to get the second goal and kill this game off, because I don't even think Spurs will score one goal, but they definitely won't score two on this form. I mean, Harry Kane has been invisible. Son's had plenty of the ball, but I just don't know what it is with Harry Kane. I mean, you could say the same about Shaw and Maguire. Maybe it's a bit of an England hangover. Lovely play by Bruno. Done really well to win that back. Ronaldo. He could feed Cavani in. Lovely goal. Kill the game. 2-0. Cavani, Ronaldo, Bruno. Well done. Spurs are shit, basically. Spurs are shit. Bruno, brilliant again. And 3 points for Manchester United. One thing I can say about this formation is that Bruno isn't staying up with the strikers as much. I would like to see Bruno positional play like this in a 4-3-3, says Emil Garcia. And it's just a lovely pass by Bruno. I mean, I don't know what. Spurs are terrible. The defenders running. What is this Romero they've bought? I thought he was one of Serie A's best defenders. Where's he going? Back to Italy. Lovely finish by Cavani. I just want to shout out Bruno. He wins the ball back, gets it to Ronaldo. Lovely assist by Ronaldo. Goal and assist by Ronaldo if you've got him in your FPL team. And the Cavani finish is delightful. I mean, look, you know what? At the end of the day, perfect for Solskjaer. Clean sheet. 2 goals. He will feel justified. The hard thing to swallow is that this shouldn't be happening. He shouldn't be getting this opportunity to reset a team, go to a back 5, start again. Like, as I said it in the week, it feels like he's the interim manager again. It feels like whatever happened on Sunday was the end of something where it needed to end. It needed to be finished. And now it feels he's back as an interim manager again. And now we're seeing something different again. And I can't knock it. We've not conceded a goal. We've scored 2 very good goals. It looks like we're going to win the game. But it just feels very weird. He shouldn't be in charge of this football club. But, the board will be going, the board and Gary Neville and everyone else will be going, this is it. This is right. But it's a contradiction in itself, because it's a reset. And it's very hard to understand what we're doing. But it's been a good performance from Manchester United against a very bad Spurs side, but it has been good. I would imagine we'll probably see this against Man City, because I could see it working against City. Although you need a bit of pace on the break against City, I must admit. Be interesting to see if he plays it against Atalanta. Yeah, Spurs. Well, the interesting thing with Spurs is they've got 15 points. We do go above Spurs now, but they're terrible. They're just so bad. Like, Spurs are rubbish. They're at home and they've played like this. Feels like it's been at Old Trafford. Like, we've not been intimidated. We've not been pressured. We've had it all our own way. Spurs are Poundland Burnley, says Brad Lewis. And are the players playing for Ollie now, says Nemo. Mark, I told you both Ronaldo and Cavani up front, says Sean O'Sullivan. There was something I was going to respond to there, and I can't remember what it was. I've got no idea, and I don't like to be proved right. Rashford's going to come on now. I've got no idea why Spurs went with Nuno. He is basically a Poundland Mourinho who didn't work. So if Ollie delivered a trophy in top 4 after keeping his job, would you then say, yeah, it was right to keep him and get behind him, says Swift. Nate, I'm not going to dictate people's opinions. You can make your own mind up. Stop asking me what I'm going to do to be Ollie in, because I've already told you 3 times. If he doesn't lift the Premier League trophy in May, I ain't changing my mind, because I've been through. Ollie even admitted it himself. I've been in this situation 3 times. Yeah, you have. And we know what happens. The team will start grinding out results again, and we'll finish 2nd or 3rd, and we won't win nothing. And, I don't think that's acceptable. Ronaldo will be gone. Cavani's gone in the summer. Ronaldo will be gone in the summer after that. Pogba's going this summer. There's a load of players that want out as well. Like, the cracks in this team are huge. And just because we're beating a very poor Spurs side, have you ever seen such comical defending in your life from Spurs? It's like watching the Chuckle Brothers. They're shite. But no, I said Ollie out last week. I won't be coming back, just because even if we won our next 10 games, I wouldn't be Ollie in. Because what do you want me to be Ollie in for? He spent £74 million on a winger, and now he's playing a 5-3-2. Like, what is this we're watching? I'm happy with the win, not ecstatically over. You want to win, and the whole point of winning is to, when Arsenal win today, they're dreaming about top 4. When Chelsea win today, they're dreaming about a title. What are we dreaming about when we win this? That's the hardest thing. I'm happy that we've won, but what are we wanting? What are we building for? Like, we're playing a 5-3-2 now. What's that? People don't want Conte because they don't want a 5-3-2, and yet they're going, this looks good. Ollie looks good with a 5-3-2. Well, that's what Conte does. This is what Ollie said we're not meant to be. This is not the United way. So what am I meant to be getting excited about? I'm confused. I don't really understand what we're meant to be. The only thing I'm focused on is United winning, and we had to win this game. And we've definitely deserved to win the game. Alan Miller says the 5 at the back is to build the confidence in the defence. The 5 at the back is to park the bus, mate. That's what it's there to do. It's to stop us conceding goals. That's what the 5 at the back is there to do. I don't think we will not beat Man City playing like this, because what you need against Man City is pace on the break. He will have to put Rashford next to Ronaldo against Man City, because they will absolutely park on the edge of our box. I think Pep would look forward to play this team. He'll have to tweak it, because you've got to get some pace into that team against City. But it's important that we win, because I think if we lose to City, he should still get sacked in the international break. But he was never going to get the sack if we lost tonight. Rashford's coming on. Like I said yesterday, I don't mind the back 5. I think it's worked all right, to be fair. But yet this team doesn't mean anything against Spurs, says Jay Spencer. Ollie in or outside, can you address rumours that you can sneeze with your eyes open, says PT5. No, I don't know what you're about. Agreed, fair enough, says Swift. I was excited when we bought Van der Beek, because I thought we found a player to help beat the low block. This approach won't win us the Premier League, says Marcus. I took Ronaldo off. Ronaldo comes off for Cavani. Ollie's just probably said to him, I'm thinking about Atalanta on Tuesday. I'd fancy Rashford to get a goal on the break, yeah. It'd be nice for De Gea to get a clean sheet when he's not actually made any decent saves as well. This has been a rarity that David De Gea has actually had nothing to do. I think he deserves a night off. But this is what I mean against Man City. I think this is a clever idea to give Rashford 20 minutes, because I think Rashford will be playing against Atalanta in this system. And then I think he'll probably start Rashford against Man City, because he's got to play. You've got to have some pace against Atalanta or Man City, because they play more open. 15 million on Telles, 35 million on Van der Beek, 80 million on Sancho, 130 million wasted, showing the lack of rotation and clear system under Ollie, Diallo and Palestri too. Rice was 80 million. Eli Ali's on now. That's how bad it is. He's even got blue in his hair. Thinks he's Pogba. Aldi Pogba. Happy with the win for me. It was essential. Fred's just been booked. Life is funny. A few weeks ago, it was if Ollie loses this, you'll be Ollie out. Now it's if Ollie wins this, you'll be Ollie in. Can't please everyone, Amar. No, I'm not Ollie in if we win this, Julian. Where you got that from? You'd be a long time waiting for me to be Ollie in, mate. And people can have a pop at me for all they bloody like. I stood by Ollie for a long, long time. It took a long time to get to a point where I was Ollie out. And I will not be coming back from it anytime soon because I don't. As I say, the win today is fantastic, but what have we learned? What have we learned? He's come out with a system that we've not even played this season. So we don't even know if he'll use this again. Is this just for Spurs? Are we going back to a 4-2-3-1? If we're staying with the back five, like, what's that all about? Can you explain the suspect hand movement under the table? Says just she. I don't know what you're talking about. We've learnt Conte should be in, says DVS Thomas. That reminds me, actually, you've only got 15 minutes to enter the Spond competition. You could win 2 tickets to a game of your choice through the link in the top line of the description. You've got to give them a follow on Instagram and answer the quiz question. I'll give you a little bit of a tip. You don't need to watch the video to answer the question. Just look at the replies on their latest Instagram post and type in the most common written one, because that will be the right one. But make sure you follow them on Instagram. They'll pick a winner and you could win 2 tickets to a game of your choice. Doesn't have to be United either. Cavani, it's a bit too far for him. I think this could end up 3-0, you know. I think there's another goal in this for United. Player ratings is going to be very interesting. And look, we'll have an open and honest chat after the game as well. Harry Kane, he's got no idea what he's doing. Absolutely no idea. He's shit. Harry Kane is absolutely shite at the moment. Basically chips it to Scott McTominay. Player ratings is open on the website right now, unitedstand.com. I'm just about to whack it in the video description for you as well. He's checked out, Harry Kane, hasn't he? Basically. He's given up. He's not interested. He's no longer at the party. Yeah, links in the chat for you. It's the 4th link down. Player ratings, mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Bruno's coming off now for Matic, so we're well and truly shutting up shop. Nuno sacked tonight, no doubt, says KMW. I don't know whether they would sack Nuno because they've got 15 points. It's not terrible for Spurs. I had to check their points before because people were calling it El Sacco, and I was like, no, I don't. They've not got as many. They've not got as fewer points as you'd think. Well, they said three games to save his job. Game 1 down. I could see him winning all 3. You know, I don't want to worry people, but I could see us winning all 3. He hates Donny. Oh, anybody who thought Donny was coming on, you're a fool. Sancho not on as well. You got 13 minutes to go. What did Ollie just say? Are they singing? He wants us to sing the song. I'm not bloody singing it. Ben Davies will get booked for that, I think. I don't know what will happen with Jadon Sancho. I think it's a great point. What happens with Jadon Sancho? £74 million on a winger, and we're not playing with wingers anymore. So, I mean, he couldn't get into the team when we did play with wingers. But, yeah, Ricky was right. Spot on. He said that would happen. Yeah, but you know what? For a home team, Spurs have been a shambles. I'd expect Burnley to do better at Turf Moor. I don't know whether I mean, it's interesting. This is the first time I think we've seen United at the new stadium with a full crowd, and it's not very atmospheric, is it? It certainly doesn't spur them on. Pardon the pun. What's the formation now? Is McTominay playing as an 8, and who's at number 10? Says Abhishek. Sort of playing 3 across the midfield with Matic. Playing a back 5 with a holding midfielder, two midfielders in front of him, and then a front 2. So we're basically just parking the bus. United way, no youth, back 5, says Alan Burns. And this Spurs side is abysmal, and bloody hell, what happened to Harry Kane, says Chiri. I don't get the setup. Why is the manager consulting with 3 people? Must be confusing and a mess. That's the management team at Manchester United, Mehdi. That's why he won't replace any of his coaches, because there isn't actually a manager at Manchester United in the normal sense of the word. It's a management team. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 200,000 subscribers on the channel. Well, 1.2 million subscribers, but you know what I mean. 200,000. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Kane needs to leave United to save his career, says Sean Collins. A bit like United need to sack Ollie to save their football club, but neither is going to happen anytime soon, is it? And there will be people out there saying, I'll cut Ollie some slack. I get that. If you want to cut him some slack, that's up to you. I'm not cutting him any slack, because I'd be what makes me laugh is, and this is why I won't really be on social media after the fan forum and everything, because you will get certain United fans saying, oh, get behind the manager. And I'm like, that I get it, and I respect it from you. And I'm not telling you not to get behind the manager. So don't tell me to get behind the manager, because I'm not going to tell you not to get behind the manager. At the end of the day, I've been saying Ollie out all week and sack him. If I now say get behind the manager, my opinion means nothing. I've wasted hour after hour talking about why we need to change him and all the reasons why we need to change it. And then I'm going to go, we beat a shit Spurs team 2-0 with a back 5 that doesn't really make much sense. Get behind the manager. So I won't be getting behind the manager, because I want him to be out and I want Manchester United to change it. But if you want to get behind the manager, I respect that. The tactics are still shit. If not for the brilliance of 3 world-class players in Bruno, Ronaldo and Cavani, then this game would be 0-0, says Anthony Johnston. I don't know. I disagree with that. I'm not going to belittle the fact that we deserve to win this game. Spurs are crap. Lingard's coming on now. Sancho and yeah. I thought Cavani was having a hug with Ronaldo again. They're just showing his celebration from the goal. Does everyone think he's going to sort of stick with this formation? Did you see that the camera shot at the bench? That was Van der Beek telling Sancho, welcome to my life, says Julian S. And no, I didn't. Didn't see that, Julian S. Interesting. Wan-Bissaka's been brilliant. I hope some people vote for Wan-Bissaka as man of the match. I know he'll get overshadowed by Bruno and Ronaldo, who both had a massive part in both of the goals. And I don't disagree with that, but it's he's had a good game, Wan-Bissaka. How many of the top teams change their whole formation after a loss? This is not Ollie's way. Whatever happens, sack or not, he must stick to his philosophy, says Jake Marshall. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I'm just taking some notes for the match reaction. You can do your player ratings, by the way. Mark every player at 10, 6 being the average. Do that through the link in the video chat, or just go straight to the unitedstand.com. We'll be going through that in the match reaction, which will follow this game. And I did say before the game, didn't I? I did say I could see United winning it 1 or 2-0. I'm not going to take any credit because I think this game could have gone. I think it was such a horrible, horrible game to predict, to be honest with you. But I don't think there's many teams we would have gone away to and said, we've got a really good chance of winning this. And I think in many ways, Spurs have been the perfect team for us. Look, I don't need to tell you there's still massive cracks. You've got Tellez coming out, not happy with the manager on Instagram. Martial's not happy with the manager. Van der Beek's not happy with the manager. That's 3 players. I mean, Sancho could be heading that way. Pogba wants to go. Cavani's gone in the summer. That's 6. Eric Bailly, 7. You can see what's coming. You can see the problems that are coming. And we're short-termism. We're a short-termism now, and yet we don't want Conte because he plays a back 5 and he's short-term. And yet we're playing a back 5 with a short-term manager. But he's winning. He's won. He's not winning. Winning implies that you've won more than one game in a row, which we haven't. But we have won. We have won this game. And the Ed Woodwards and the Gary Nevilles and the Glazers, they'll be breathing easier tonight. They'll be happy. They'll be like, look, we were right. Will they be right in the long run? You can't keep good players down, though. I mean, look, even Ronaldo last week nearly scored a goal, didn't he, against Liverpool? Oh, God, Harry Kane, shit. He's so bad. I can't believe how bad Harry Kane is. I mean, I knew he was out of form, but there's out of form. And, like, if that wasn't Harry Kane, I'd be like, God, Spurs need to get rid of that number 10. He's useless. I don't think Harry Kane is actually trying, is he? I think he's so pissed off with the club. I think he's just not really trying. Weird. Shocking the bench players are unhappy, says John Bravo. Oh, I don't really care about the bench players. Here's Rashford. This could be the goal we thought he'd get. Lovely goal, 3-0. Not offside. 3-0 to Manchester United. I fancied Rashford on the break. And he's delivered on the break. And it's 3-0 to Manchester United. Assist was it Matic? Matic. He might be offside. I don't think he is offside. I won't change the score yet, but very similar goal to the goal he scored against Atalanta. I think he's just about onside. Spencer says, if we continue this, Sancho will be another Bruno. Not another Bruno, another Donny. It's been given. It is 3-0. 3rd goal in 4th appearances. And I think Rashford will end up playing in that role against Man City. Nuno's just not a good fit for Spurs, is he? Really not a good fit for Spurs. Ollie's back, says VL. I'm just trying to score there. Well, do your player ratings. We'll be going through that in the match reaction. Don't tune into my match reaction if you think there's going to be any positivity about Ollie's future at Manchester United, by the way, because that way I don't have to put up with everyone moaning and saying, just don't watch it. If you're looking for positivity in relation to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, don't watch my match reaction, because I won't be changing my mind. It was a big decision to go Ollie out. I ain't changing because he's beat Spurs 3-0. They're absolutely shit. Tactical masterclass from Ollie, says Mark. If we continue this 3-5-2, then Sancho will just be another Van der Beek, says Spencer. Ollie's going to use the backs 5 to beat City, then they're not going to sack him. Shout out to my bro Mohammed, says Muzza. And thanks, Mark, for entertaining me on an otherwise lonely and sad day, says Cool. Oh, that's sad. And one positive is Rashford has learned to stay on side this season, says Savish. Ollie must go, but Woodward and Co must shoulder some of the blame for player unhappiness. We have far too many players on the staff, says Kieran Byrne. Well, the interesting thing is, we came into this game thinking, would the United players play for the manager? What we didn't realise is that the Spurs players don't play for their manager. Fair play to Ollie, but if we're going to play this football, then wouldn't Conte just do the better with the better coaching, says Summerjit. Ollie out, Glazers out. One win against the bad team isn't enough to change my mind, says David Briscoe. Ollie must go. This match doesn't change anything, says Matthias. Enjoying the show. We're winning because Spurs are so crap, says Clayton. And Ollie on the crates, not at the wheel at all. Hope you're doing well, Mark, says I'm just Lee. And thanks. Okay, thank you very much for all those super chats. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're going to go straight into the match reaction. We're into stoppage time. Manchester United winning 3-0 against Tottenham. And you can do your player ratings through the link in the chat. If you're a pro fighter that constantly loses against other pros, but then fights a child and wins, you're not top class again. Win means nothing, says Randall. And well, the win means 3 points, which is what I wanted. How can't people enjoy this result? Also, this worked well today. All the more of a reason for Conte to come in, though it's against the poor Spurs side, says Cristiano. Let Ollie resign on a good note, says Sia. Ain't going anywhere, mate. Wait for Keane and Neville to go in on Nuno, says Jack. Oh, mate, I hope they don't go in on Nuno. If they go in on Nuno, it just makes them look complete and utter prats, really. It's been like a game at Old Trafford, though. I mean, Spurs have got a massive problem with their fans when they can't get up for their fans at home. Their fans just seem like they're frustrated. But perfect result for Manchester United. Like, clean sheet, 3 goals. There's not a lot to moan about in relation to the, if you are somebody who's Ollie in. This is like Paul getting battered for a real boxer and then goes and beats a retired fighter, says Anand. And Gary Neville just laughed at Nuno, saying who'd be Spurs manager like Ollie is some sort of coaching god. The bias is absolutely incredible, says Marco Franco. Asger says celebrate. Mate, I'm happy with the win. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and start getting really excited because I don't understand what the future is. What am I getting excited about then? Are we in a title race now? Are we scrapping for fourth? Are we going to keep playing a 5-3-2? Why are we playing a 5-3-2? All I'm happy with is the win. I'm confused. And if you're just one of those people who just says, well, I don't care, I'm going to enjoy myself and have a great time because United have won. Well done. Well done. But somebody just said there, we're in limbo FC. We're how long Solskjaer can survive FC? I don't know what the future is. I just don't know. And it's a difficult one. Anyway, it's final whistle. Look, final whistle. I'm glad that's out the way. I'm glad we've won the game. Ridiculously hard game to, watch in many ways, but a very good result for Manchester United, 3-0. And where do we go from here? Well, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer stays in charge. For how long? Could be bloody ages. We'll have to wait and see. But look, links in the video description. Do your player ratings. Mark every player out of 10. 6 being the average. Man of the match. I think Wan-Bissaka's got to be a contender. I'd like people to vote for him. But we'll go straight on to the match reaction. I'll be there in the next minute or so. I'll speak to you all in a bit. Thank you very much for watching. And I will see you on the match reaction in about a minute's time. In fact, it probably will just push you over there if I press end stream. Let's go.